Police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on? Raiders 2026 drafts. Welcome to the dark side. Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what's good? Raider Nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are in the building once again. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen. Come on, don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap that screen. And you guys know what I'm about to say. We're on our way to that good old 1K. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do. Go ahead and subscribe. Okay, help us get to that 1K subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And hit that button if you love Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Definitely do that. And double tap that screen. We in the building once again. Shout out to everybody. Say something in the chat. Holla at your boy. Put your questions, comments down. We are definitely going to be talking today about the 2026 Raiders draft picks. Okay, we're going to talk about the ones that we like, the ones we don't like. And how are the Raiders, how we think the Raiders, and I said we, because I got some special guests coming in, you know what I'm saying, how we think that is going to play out for the Las Vegas Raiders. All right? Definitely, hey, one of my guests is sitting back in the stage. I want to bring him in. You know what I'm saying? He's a friend. He's a buddy. He's a guy that I definitely can call on and rely on. A guy that I can definitely can depend on. You know what I'm saying? And he's all that. And, you know what I'm saying? A bag of, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you like. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, Nutty Raider Nate is in the building.
Hot Cheetos, extra hot, extra flaming.
Okay, extra flaming hot Cheetos is what he's calling, and that's what he's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Next time I see him, I'm gonna make sure I got some extra hot Cheetos for my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I appreciate you, Twuan. Hey, no worries, brother. Anytime. I'm glad you could have me. I'm glad to be here. All that good stuff.
Hey man, hey, speaking of Cheetos, man, and I know this is kind of off topic. Have you tried the ones that ain't got the red on them?
Yeah, the no dye, or what is it called?
Yeah.
The naked ones.
Yeah.
They're okay. They hit.
Okay.
They're not
I was
so bad.
like, you know what I'm saying? Someone sent me a picture. I'm like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? What is this blonde Cheeto looking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Situation, but yeah.
No, they got flavor. They're not too bad. All that extra dye, bro, is they're trying to kill us. They are trying to kill us. Literally, it's unnecessary.
Hey, hey, that's a whole live in itself, right there, man. You know, just being real with it. Yeah. But hey, we gonna get into, and you gonna see me go black a little bit. But we gonna get into, you know what I'm saying, this draft. You know, Nate, give me your overall feeling about the draft. What was you feeling? What was you thinking going into the draft? What were the things that you said we needed to get?
We needed to fill up our trenches. The whole roster in general, we needed a lot of pieces, a lot of holes to fill. I came into the draft already knowing that we weren't going to fix everything with this just this year in general. We got a lot of pieces we don't know about, and a lot of things that need to be switched around still. I thought for sure we'd I thought it was a good idea to build up the defense, go young on defense in the draft. I thought I was a fan of that. How we did it though is another story. How it all played out, I was a little irritated. There's a lot of reaches. It felt like a lot of reaches. A lot of guys that we could have got maybe later, moved back even just in a couple spots, but they got their guys. It seems there's a character or a personality that they look for in these guys that show more maturity, I guess you could say, which is it's also a good thing in Vegas, but you get too many good boys in there and not enough dogs. It turns into choir practice, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this coaching staff can get the best out of what we got. I'm not expecting a whole lot of wins, but overall grade for this draft, to me, it's like a C minus, bro. Like we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
We don't, but I think overall, until we see them play, I gave last year's draft class a C, and we won 3 games with that. So, and that's what I go off of. How many games do I think we're going to win this year? Because I'm not looking to next. I know a lot of Raider fans are already thinking about next year's draft and already doing mock drafts for next year, and I'm not cool with that. I don't want to throw away this season. I don't know how many more seasons I got left. You know what I mean? How many more seasons we got left? The way the world is right now. You know?
Right. That part. I was with you on some of it. And what I agree with you on, and this is something that I've been preaching, you know, to the congregation and who anybody that will listen is that we don't have a complete team. And with that being said, we had so many holes that it wasn't going to just take one draft to, you know what I'm saying, fix what we need to get on our team. Along with a new coach. Because a new coach is going to want to bring in his guys that fit whatever he's trying to cook, the mentality that he wants to, you know what I'm saying, to have in the totality of his roster, and we don't have that. Where other teams are going into the draft to top off, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to the gas station, you know what I'm saying, you say, hey, let me, you know, put a little, you know, $15 to top off, you know what I'm saying, instead of, you know, filling up the whole tank. You know what I'm saying? We're in a situation where we're pretty much on E and we're trying to fill up the tank. You know, in analogy. So it's not going to take just one draft to completely fill our roster. Yeah. So yeah, I was with you on that in regards to it was going to take more than, you know, one swing at it to fill out this team.
This year might just be a mulligan year. I could see that happening where it's going to be this year plus another 2 years on top of it, where it's just things didn't work out like we thought, or I'm concerned with the defense. I know people are high on the defense, but I don't got that feeling. I feel like that defensive coach might be the fall guy for this year, and we might have to revamp the whole defensive side again next year. What we'll see though. I'm not a big fan of their choices they made in this draft. I mean, I know that's the subject right now. We did fill up some of the DB spots. If McCoy, what's his name? The dude from Tennessee.
Yeah,
if he works out, yeah, it's all good. But I mean, that's just such a gamble. Like ending in the 4th round, like that's where we're hanging our hat on in this draft. I mean, Fernando, yeah, but we all saw it coming, and we're one of the worst teams last year. So I'm not too I'm not too like I'm gonna hang my hat on that. You know what I mean? It's just it's all it's.
Well, and I'll say that I'll say this in the totality of the draft because we're going to go player by player and talk about them. Tonight, one of the biggest things that I had a concern with, and one of the biggest things I had a trouble with, was our secondary.
Yeah.
When people were trying to get, ask for a real super early super early prediction, I was like, I can't trust this defense.
Yeah.
And that's where, when Robbie Leonard was, named the when Robbie Leonard was named the defensive defensive head coach, I'll say it like that, the defensive coordinator, it was like, okay, well, first year defensive coach, and then along with that, what kind of sack production did we get on our D line? Right? It was just Max Crosby. And Max Crosby was more of a tackle for loss guy than a sack guy. And then you had, then what did we have? Like I said, what did we have in the secondary? Are we really trusting Powell Mount? Are we really trusting, Porter like that? And when I'm looking at, like I said, the overall scape of what we did in the draft, I'm like, hey, at least it looks like we attempted to try to, address our secondary. So it's still a wait and see, but it makes sense. And that's kind of the thing that I've said, in other years of the draft. It may not necessarily be the player, but did they address the position? You know what I'm saying? And if they address the position, then you got to be like, well, hey, it made sense. Because we don't know what, as much as I wanted Denzel Boston, as much as I wanted Caden McDonald, we don't know what these guys, have scout wise, intel, there's a lot of things that are hush, to the fan, that organizations know exactly what is going on with that person,
Yeah.
And that's where, maybe I'm a little higher on my grade, because you said what is C minus?
C minus, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little higher on it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that. We'll break that down any more. We got another special guest in the building. You know what I'm saying? One of my good brothers. I'm glad that he came in to hang out with us. He is the pizzle for shizzle. You know what I'm saying?
What's cracking, y'all? How you guys doing?
Yo, what's good?
Hey, what's good with you, fam?
Not much, just chilling. How you guys doing?
Doing all right, man.
Cooling.
Nice.
we talking about these draft picks, man. I know you probably talked about it a whole lot, so I know you can add a little Raider gospel to the situation. We're gonna go player by player, but we just giving an overall. You know what I'm saying? Going into the draft, Pizzle, what were you thinking versus what obviously Spytek, the direction Spytek went.
Well, the direction that he went, like Nate says, I'll probably give him a C, maybe a C minus. The only thing that I didn't really like about the draft is we didn't get a DT or a nose tackle. That's the only thing we didn't get. Everything else I'm cool with. But my opinion, for what we really needed, I don't even really know if we need it yet, and apparently neither do they, because they obviously think we have what we need on the front end right now. Otherwise, they went to draft it all on the back end. So and like my boy Black says, maybe that was the most desperate part that we needed. So maybe they went ahead and did all of that this year to fix that, and then we'll see if we need a wide receiver. Next year maybe we'll get a better pick of a nose tackle or a DT, or a better pick at a higher wide receiver. Maybe we haven't seen what we got there yet, and maybe he just wants to see. We know what we got on the back end. We've been knowing. So, in some ways, I'm a little, disappointed in the draft. On the way we went. But overall, if they think that's what the team needs, then that's what we got to go with.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the official legal services of the Raider Twuan, the Congregation of Circus and Associates. Circus Raider said A+ draft because Gino. You know what I'm saying? And he said a couple of other stuff. He said Spytek. My eyes is getting bad. Can someone read that for me real quick?
Yeah, A+ draft because Spytek got compensation for Tyree and Gino. Getting anything for those bums is amazing. Also, I'm keeping my eye on MarTwuan Crawford, that lazy two-timing bum. No, I'm kidding. He didn't say all that at the end, but
isn't that the guy that was taking mental reps?
Bro, he taking mental reps at practice on his second day. This kid's 22, 21 years old, and he's got he took it too hard the first day. That's red flags, bro. I don't like that part already. He's supposed to be this explosive, raw talent, and he's taking days off. Like you got to get out there and get to work, bro, and get those twerks out or whatever. To be taking mental reps it's soft as shit, and it's setting a bad precedent for the rest of the rookies. I feel.
Yeah, like. I think if he wasn't drafted so high, they would have showed him the door already. That's one of the things. He might be able to get away with it right now because it's OTAs or whatever. But when it's training camp, we're not going to fuck around with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fuck around and pull that shit, you're going to be gone. Like, I'm already thinking they're looking for a way to get him out the door right now.
Yeah.
At least I would be, because you can't have a guy that's just sitting there watching everybody. Look, and, I said this on Black's thing earlier this week is, okay, so you went a little hard the first day, then come in and go half speed or quarter speed. Just do the reps. Get out there and prove that you can at least do the reps. You don't have to go.
So weak. That's so weak, bro.
You got to save some for later, now or later, right?
To be like, I don't want him to hurt himself. Like, bro, it's his second day. Like, this kid's 22 years old. He should be able to bounce back after practice. We're talking about practice. Like, you need to be out there, bro. And he's raw. He needs all the practice he can get to be out there. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's not gonna. It's not gonna ruin our season, but it's not a good start.
I'm hoping that there's more to the story than what has been said. I think I'm hoping that it's a situation where the staff, was like, okay, we're gonna shut you down for whatever reason it may be. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's not, he's shutting himself down.
Yeah, it better be like he was going too hard and we needed him to chill. So
Well, I hope he wasn't. I hope he wasn't out at the club all night and then was hungover.
That's another issue, bro. Vegas issues.
Yeah, you know, who
You
knows
don't
what
got
the hell
that.
these 22-year-olds are doing, bro. I mean, you know, they're 22 and they got money now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had money before, and you know, now that the college is doing their thing, these guys are already millionaires coming out of college. Like this is, I was talking about this earlier this week. Is you know, now these kids may not even want to come out at all. They're already rich.
Yeah.
What do they need to come to the NFL for? They may not even come out. And then where's that going to leave the NFL at? That's why I believe none of these guys were getting paid before. The incentive to come to the NFL is to come and get paid. If you're making millions already in college, what do you need to come to the NFL for?
Yeah.
There's no incentive to come out. Just my personal feeling on the matter. They already don't want to work.
It's valid, bro. It's fucking valid. It's a fucking issue. NILs and fuck all that shit's ruining football.
Well, that and the rules. What's with these kickoff rules, bro? You got to let me know that you're going to do an onside kick? Come on, man.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to catch you with your pants down?
No bueno.
Yep, there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. There's gonna have to be some new rules that are gonna have to be established all the way around. You know, one of the things, you know, when you were talking about the NIL situation with these players coming in, I think there needs to be, just like the NFL, I think there needs to be a cap. You know, I think there should be a cap of, you know, what is being spent.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm more of a fan of whatever merch you sell. That's you keep that. So if you're selling jerseys or shirts with your name on it or any kind of merch, that's your money, not 5 million out the gate for just showing up. It's the wild west right now, and these kids are definitely reaping the benefits, but at the same time, it's hurting the game we love, and the quality is going down.
Well, just imagine if Jamarcus Russell didn't screw it all up for these kids. Yeah. Imagine how much guaranteed money they would be getting right now. He got $40 million guaranteed, bro. These guys would be getting hundreds of millions of dollars guaranteed coming out right now if we didn't fucking nip that in the bud.
Love is the highest paid running back, and he hasn't even played it down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And these guys are coming out older.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, why come out young? You're making all the money now. You can just, you know, like I said, that's the trade-off. And not only that, they've had the scamdemic thing going for the last few years. They've been able to stay in a little longer, right? So hopefully that's going to run out. But like we were just talking about, I mean, there's no hurry to come out. You're getting paid.
That part for me is understandable. Like, okay, the you know, the however you want to call it, the COVID year or whatever. Like, I understand all of that part of it, but all the extra of, like, because we got guys right now that are 25 that just got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
When
they're 22.
Or you know, 25 is, you know, almost close to their going into their second year. You know what I'm saying? Their second contract. You know what I'm saying? They're coming out of their rookie contract, getting their first, you know what I'm saying, veteran contract. And I think it's going to be a situation where some of these guys that even, like some of the guys even on our team, some of the guys that we drafted at that age, they may not be around that long.
Yeah, they've already peaked. They've already hit their peak. You know, after, I know a lot of, you know, we as men like to say, oh, no, we don't peak until we're in our third. No, dude, you peak when you're 25 to 30, bro. That's your peak. Anybody who doesn't think that that's your peak, it's like 21 to 28 is our peak as men. And then we start going down. It is what it is, you know? And unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be, especially if you're talking about physical health and running and doing all this stuff. You know, you don't have long. That's why this NFL, not for long, right? So, you know, basketball too. So these guys, you know, Some of these guys slam dunking the ball, jumping and landing on your knees all night long, for 10 years, 82 games a season. Plus, if you're Jordan and you're going to the playoffs all the time, that's hell on your knees, bro. He's lucky to even be walking.
Yeah.
That's a lot on your shock absorber, bro. Your knees are your shock absorbers.
Yep. Cartilage gets worn down.
Yeah, bro.
Start compressing.
Yeah, it's the only one that I'm really kind of scared of is the guy we got in the fourth round with the knee injury.
Yeah. Bro, that's another thing. That was another issue. It's like let's not trade injury prone player or not draft injury prone players. Let's avoid that shit. We're making smart decisions now. We got Kubiak, and then what are we going to do? We get the most wild card in the draft. It's like, oh my god.
We'll get into that because we're gonna go player by player. We're gonna start from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go at it like that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have slides, so you're gonna see a visual, and you're gonna hear. You know what I'm saying? Hear us talking in the background. You might see our face periodically, but definitely you guys put your comments in the chat, you know what I'm saying, on these players, how you guys are feeling about these players, and give us your Raider gospel on these guys. Make sure you guys double tap that screen and definitely go ahead and subscribe. We about to get into the first guy, you know what I'm saying, the D tackle that we did draft, you know what I'm saying, in the 7th round, the 28th pick. Is Mr. Brandon Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, 6'3" and 307, you know what I'm saying, pounds. Now, Pizzle, I'm gonna go with you, Pizzle. What was you thinking about Mr. Cleveland?
Well, I didn't even know we got a DT until the other day, and I'm happy that we at least got somebody, to take the pressure, because we need somebody who's going to take on a double team. And then be able to free up those linebackers, right? We know the safeties from last year combined made 200 tackles. Now, when your safeties are making that amount of tackles, there's a problem on the front line and the linebackers, right? Yeah. And then White also had like 130 tackles or some crazy number, right? So, there's a problem up there. That's why I was thinking, that was the thing that we needed most of all. But they're tweaking, they're doing a little bit of tweaking here and there. 307 seems a little light in the pants for your boy. But it's better than 285 pounds,
right? and I think you leaning towards the guy that I was giving a hard time all season, and Nate know who I was talking about. You know what I'm saying, in regards to Adam Butler. You know what I'm saying, having Adam Butler be our nose tackle.
Well, yeah, he's old too. He's getting old too. He's in his 30s. He
was played out of position though.
Yeah, he's gonna play nose tackle again. We didn't address it unless they get Tossie up to date and he gets going. Cleveland's not going to see the field. I don't think. Oh, my bad. I know I'm kind of going ahead of myself.
You next.
Yeah, go ahead, Pizzle. Finish up.
Well, I was going to say, we've seen a little bit of that footage from Tassie earlier this week. He looks like he's ready to beast out over there. So
yeah, I do think he is a better on the defensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, you more of a react kind of thing. It's not you don't have to memorize the plays and the snap count and the position and the step left, step right. With this nose tackle position, you just react and don't let people move you off your spot. Go get the running back.
Go get the quarterback.
That's
pretty much your job. Go get the running back. Go get the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, so I'm a fan of that. Go ahead, Pizzle. My bad.
Oh no, for me, it's just really taking on the double team. That's his job, is to take on the double team And if you can swim in there and get a sack or grab the running back while he's running by, that's perfect. But the main job of the nose tackle or the DT is to take on that double team to free up the linebackers to come and fill them gaps.
Yeah.
Which is what we weren't doing last year, which is why the safeties had 200 tackles.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Nate.
Our defensive line needed some help. I felt like that. We missed what's his name? Jennings. Forget his name. We had his no tackle a couple of years ago. He ended up playing for the Ravens last year.
You talking about Jenkins?
Jenkins, yeah. He was decent. He did the dirty work. He was a solid nose tackle. Ate up blocks and did what he had to do. So I think we've been missing that piece for a couple of years now. Adam Butler, he's a solid piece, but he's not a nose tackle. He can win his one-on-ones, but you put him in the middle like that, we get blown up. We were pretty bad in the run against the run last year. Cleveland, I don't expect to see him on the field. Nothing I saw really impressed me. I feel like it's Adam Butler's spot still. I don't see him starting over any other guys we have either. So.
Yeah, when I saw Cleveland, I just saw, he was attempting to, take up space, but, I agree with you, Pizzle, you know what I'm saying? In regards to him, I think he might have to gain a little more weight. I think he's a little, especially to be, if he's intending to be that, you know what I'm saying, that play that nose or play that zero tech, I think he needs to be at least maybe like another 10 pounds.
I was thinking 20. You got to be about 3,
you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say the minimum, you know what I'm saying? Like if he was like 317, like maybe he can get by, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I like my nose tackles to be,
360.
At least 320 and up.
Yeah, it's for me. It's 325 to 335 minimal.
340.
Yeah, but when you get that big, Nate, man, it don't take much to hurt those guys. That shock absorber goes out carrying all that weight around, bro. You don't want somebody to get rolled up on them,
Oh, Vince Wilfork played for years. Saragusa played for years.
Yeah,
a lot of these dudes.
You have to find someone that's been that. You know what I'm saying? They've been fat all their life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like those are the guys that they can get. But if you're like me. And then you try, you know what I'm saying? You try to add, you know what I'm saying, 100 and, you know what I'm saying? I can't even tell you, you know what I'm saying, another 200 pounds on this frame. Yeah, things are going to start falling apart. That's why, again, it's really fingers crossed because, hey, I said it when you first got here, Laki Tassi, you know what I'm saying? At 350 plus, 360. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, close tipping that 370. It gave me Vita Vea vibes. And not saying that he's exactly Vita Vea because Vita Vea is a monster in himself, but his body style is that. So if Laki Tassi can get it, then we ain't got much to worry about in regards to, you know what I'm saying, our D-line, because I think rotational wise, the other guys can fill in. You know what I'm saying? JJ Pegues is close to a nose tackle body wise. You know what I'm saying? There's other guys that could be, rotational guys, to help out in that situation. I think we got a lot of D tackles. The issue is that we don't have a nose. So if Laki Tassi can step into that, or hey, if Cleveland can get on, you know what I'm saying, eat a couple of, you know what I'm saying, drinking more protein shakes or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, to gain some more mass, then we might have something. So, but yeah, that's our D lineman, the D tackle that we drafted in this draft. Anything else before we move on?
Yeah, your boy couldn't put on another 20 pounds, like, and carry that on this frame. I just look at some of these guys that are just huge, dude, and I'm like, how do you do it? Because your boy just helping my girlfriend move, like last year, I helped her move and carrying all this shit up and down the stairs, fucking wore my knees out, bro. Like, my knees still fucking hurt a year later, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't even lying, bro.
yeah.
They're hurting right now just talking about it.
Jeez.
I ain't even lying, bro. That's just carrying an extra 20, 30, 40 pounds every time.
Yeah.
You know, some people just aren't meant to carry that, you know? Some people got small bones.
And I'll say this too, because again, looking at Cleveland, remember Cleveland. This is Cleveland's weight. You know what I'm saying? Close to the combine, and a lot of times when people get, you know, when they get to the combine, they kind of lighten up. You know what I'm saying? They lighten up because they want to get their 40 fast and do all, you know, do all that
cone drills,
all the cone drills and stuff. So they kind of slender up. So, you know, we don't necessarily know what Cleveland's play weight, you know what I'm saying, was. Like I didn't dive into what his play weight was. So, you know, again, he might be able to bump that up and hopefully do something, you know, but until then, we'll see. We're gonna go to the next person. We got Mr. Benson. You know what I'm saying? Every time I think of Benson, I think about George Benson. But this is Malik Benson. You know what I'm saying? Wide receiver, speedy, out of the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? 195th pick. You know what I'm saying? 6'1", 194 pounds. Okay, wide receiver, speedy wide receiver. Pizzle, what you got on Benson, man?
Yeah, I like what I've seen so far on some of this highlight tape. You know, we got a bunch of speed in over here, so you know, like they might put him outside and put Tucker in the slot and use him. That's what I think they're going to do. They're going to put one of these guys outside, and they're going to move Tucker into the slot so they can use them like they used I forget dude's name, but JMU or whatever, Jackson whatever.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, and Jigba or whatever. Yeah. So I think that's how they're going to use Tucker. To be honest, I see him doing that, and because he's pretty much the same size as homeboy, you know, and he's got the speed, and I think that I think that's going to be a good pick for us. Like I said, we got a little sample, right? Because we got our dude from last year. We got a couple of guys from last year, so we want to see what we got with those guys, with Beck and Jefferson, and we're just going to go from there, right? Because we want the big guys outside and in the red zone, you know. And I think, and not that Tucker can't be a number one, but he's just you know, the league has changed.
Yeah, I think people are sleeping on Speedy Naylor a lot. For the guy we got from the Vikings, Jalen Naylor. I think Kubiak really looks at him like his Njigba. Tucker's just an extra little speed demon he's got. I also think Tucker's pretty limited in his route tree. He's fast, but he's not like a quick fast in my opinion. I think Naylor is going to be that route running demon, able to get open in this Kubiak offense. But Benson, I do like. I think he's definitely a Nelson Aguilar. The way he strides and he gets open. It's a good fit. So Yeah, it's great steal in the 6. I'm not mad at it. It's probably one of my better picks, I think, where we didn't reach for a receiver, and he's still a good quality. So, yeah, good for me.
Yeah, I think with Benson is he's a guy to take the top off the defense. And we had struggles with that. We were relying on somebody that obviously was not ready to do that for us. And with that being said, I think having Benson has been, in my opinion, is going to open things up and free up someone like a Trey Tucker. I think Trey Tucker was asked to do that, last year because Dante Thornton couldn't. he was like can't get right, and that was that. I think because now with Benson there, it's going to free up Tucker to be able to do some of the more the intermediate stuff and be more of a multiple route type of guy. I think there's levels to his progression, and I think Trey Tucker has progressed throughout the years of being on this team. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do in this offense. I think yes, you have Naylor, and like you said, Naylor has those abilities. Yes, he does have the talent, and he can do, what I'm saying, a lot, offensively. But I think Trey Tucker's it can also be in that discussion too. And I think again, it's going to be because we have someone like a Benson that's going to be able to just run that 9 or run that post and then allow Trey Tucker and Naylor to function wherever they need to function outside of that. So speed all around.
Yeah,
speed all the way around. There's I think right now in our room, maybe the slowest wide receiver we got is Besh.
Yeah, Tucker's definitely can still take the top off the defense.
No, he still can do that, but having Benson's
defense.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about that, right? So we got him, and then like you said, we got Thornton on the other side that's got speed. We got this guy that's got speed. So yeah, Beck for me is more of the possession third down guy who's got sure hands. You know what I mean? He's the guy that you put out in the slot next to the tight end, or you use him as a tight end, whatever you want to do. I know that's what some people want to do.
Yep. He's a third tight end.
Which is fine, whatever. As long as he catches the ball when we throw it to him, that's all I give a shit about.
Yeah. He made those plays for us last year too. I mean,
he did.
So I'm not too worried about that part, but it is a little disappointing where we took him in that draft.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to look at who, they didn't want to play him too. You got Pete Carroll, who's set in his ways that doesn't really want to, let the young guys play. He wants to let them work their way into the position or whatever, and that's cool. But isn't
that what we're doing with Mendoza?
Well, yeah, but Mendoza's a little bit different than a wide receiver.
I guess.
I mean, I get it. I get why they want him to sit, but not everybody's on board with that, and I could get it. Everybody wants to put the shiny new toy out there, but if we do that, we don't want to turn him into David Carr, right? If we turn him into David Carr or into Alex Smith, no one's going to be happy about that.
No, I'm with sitting Mendoza, especially behind this offensive line.
Yep,
but that's before we get. Yeah,
yep. Let them get figured out exactly. Let Cousins come in here as a veteran and take the beating. Let him be the punching bag for a while. Get everything coherent. Get everybody on the same page, and then go from there.
gonna keep it, you know what I'm saying, colorful around here. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you keep it colorful, when you put all the colors together, it brings one color together, and that color is black. What's good, Black? How you doing, man?
What's up, brethren?
What's
Hey,
up, brother?
we talked about you know, Cleveland, and now we talking about Mr. Benson. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Tell me what you think about Mr. Benson.
What's going on with my camera already? Hey, so I'm glad
Your camera went black.
you feel me, because you already said black like 3 times. Nah, but so here's the thing. Thanks for having me, and shout out to the panel. I did say I was going live at 9, but I did see you on here, so I do want to stop by for a little bit. I'm gonna go live probably after you or whatever, and maybe everybody can pull up. But as far as Benson, right? I think Benson is just a piece that we decided to grab because it's a position that we are gonna address if we like really need to address it. But we did address it by getting that wide receiver and that D tackle at the last 2 picks, and it's just to bring competition in. We don't know what we have with Besh. We don't know what we have with Thornton because of how they were played last year, which is fine because like any rookie shouldn't expect to come out and start and play hella games, which is cool. Second year, you got to kind of show who you are. You're going to get the opportunity this year. And so not to muddy the water, you keep what you got and see what we have. And if we have a problem there where we can't solve, then we'll go address that with a high draft pick next year. And then we'll be able to add a player that's going to give us instant offense. We'll be able to add a defensive player at the D tackle if we can't stop the run for real with the 2 linebackers that we got and all those plethora of nose tackles that we haven't seen all of. Because like I don't know, like what Tonka had 4 sacks last year. Like a lot of our D tackles had like 2 to 4 sacks. So it wasn't like it was exactly chopped liver. It might not be what we want because it's not prototypical, but we don't know what we have yet. Let us see what we have and then fix a couple of things. There's going to be glaring pieces everywhere, but we don't know what we have. And even at the wide receiver position, we don't know what we have. So what we got to do is see what we have first and then fix it, because it might not even be broke, because we don't know how we're going to run our offense. We might not run it exactly like Seattle. But it might be a variation of that because we have different pieces in different places. Because off top, we got Brock Bowers. So we're already going to have a different looking offense than Seattle last year. I just believe that Kubiak is creative enough to make it do what it do, and we don't know what it's going to do yet.
Bring up Dirty's backstage.
I was about to do that. I was waiting for. I was waiting for Pizzle to, you know. I mean, I was waiting for Black to finish his cooking. Hey, but yeah, we gonna bring Dirty in here. You know what I'm saying? And salute to Dirty for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for joining the conversation. We are on George Benson, not George Benson. Hey, I told you every time I think about, you know, Benson, I think about George Benson.
I seen George Benson live. He's dope. Yeah,
yeah, man. Hey, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Benson. What's your thoughts on Benson, Dirty? Before we move on,
he cool. I got no gripe with him. He get a little bit more efficient with his routes. Yeah, if he can get a little bit more efficient with his routes, I'm okay. I mean, the boy got hands, he got speed, but like I said, his route running is, you know, it's not terrible, but it ain't the greatest, and it's just a matter of coaching it up. You coach up his route running, you might have a superstar on you.
Skin him up. Yep.
Yeah, I think, you know, and with that being said, I think there's progressions to it, right? Let's be real. We got this guy in the, in the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? So is he going to be a route running extraordinaire in the 6th round? Most likely not. You know what I'm saying? So he's at this point, what's the best thing that he has? You know what I'm saying, is his speed. So you're going to use him on the streak. Yes, you're going to use him on the post, and eventually, hopefully, he can get, work out that, the other parts of his game. But if we want to put him on the field right now, you just gonna have him take the top off.
I didn't really look into him. Does he participate in the run game? Do you know that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's got some hands though. He can catch. Yeah. He does got hands.
Yeah.
He catches with his hands, not with his body. I like that.
Yeah.
It's important. That's important.
Oh yeah, definitely. What they say, no, if you don't block, no rock, or whatever, saying, whatever that saying is.
Yeah.
But that was definitely I saw that part of it on tape, definitely. Let's move on to the next person. Guy I'm kind of excited about watching is Hezekiah Masses, the 5th round pick, 175th pick, 6'1" corner, kind of slender in weight. 185 is what I'm getting in weight. This one fluctuates because I think I've seen 185, but I also seen 188. But pretty much still it's a slender
under 190, yeah.
But what Pizzle? I'm gonna start with you, Pizzle. You always gonna start off if that's all right with you, Pizzle. What was you thinking about Hezekiah Masses?
Well, I like how tall he is. I like the big, tall receivers with those long arms.
Corner.
They can play that man on man really good.
Yeah.
And so that's key for me. 185, it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm not looking for him to get run over by another wide receiver. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I like his height. I like his arm length. I just don't know, what he specializes in. Is he a man-to-man guy? Is he his own guy? Is he a slot? Is he a slot corner, or is he an outside corner? Or I'm not. I haven't dug too much into this guy, but I definitely like his physical attributes.
He's got instincts. That's what I like. He looks natural out there at the DB position. I think he plays man. It looks like he plays man. He's got active hands. He's athletic. He's got fluid hips, so they say. But I also like his tackling. He gets in there, he gets busy with the tackle, with the run game, all that. They compare him to Meek Robinson. He's 6'1". Nah, Meek was like 5'8", no?
Meek,
Malik, he was small. He's a short guy.
I'd say, the game kind of similar as far as the coverage, but I think this dude's definitely has potential to be better than a Meek, and that's good for us.
Black, what you got anything you want to add to that?
You talking about the guy that was at Cal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna probably come in. He's a cover type guy because he is light in the ass. And in the NFL, you don't want to get caught one-on-one with a running back or a fullback coming out there at you or whatever. But from what I've seen from this guy, though, is he's good in coverage. He might be able to play some nickel, some slot, some whatever. Because what I see our defense is you don't know who's going to be where. So it's hard to scheme a person if you don't know where he's going to be. Because if you think he's going to just be the free safety, like Stooks going to be the free safety all the time, and then you try to game that, and then he end up in the box, and then somebody else playing safety, now you got to hurry up and make some adjustments. And with this guy, I think he's going to be a good cover piece for us. The one knock that teammates were saying, if there was one about him, is he does everything very, very good and fluid and everything except for uh, the physicality. I know we've seen on the tape where he's tackling, but we got to remember these are highlight tapes. So you're going to see the highlights. So if he does make a couple tackles, you'll see it on there, but that don't mean that's what he do. But I'm not expecting him to come in, as a corner to come in and stop every running back, but just have the heart to get in the way. You know what I mean? And that's all I can do for, because I'd rather you be a cover and we get balls taken, tip balls and interceptions and scoops and scores and all that. I'll take all that if you got that. And at the price of not being able to tackle, just make a business decision and stick your nose in there.
Yeah. Dirt, you got something on Masses?
I like the kid. I got high hopes for him. Hopefully, he don't crash out and do something stupid. But he's got some dog in him. He finds his way around the ball. But as Black said, you know what I mean? These are highlight tapes. You know what I mean? They're supposed to show the best of the best. You know what I mean? It's very rare that you will see a highlight tape that shows somebody screwing up. You know what I mean? They make highlight tapes, not low light tapes. You know what I mean? They make highlight tapes, not low light tapes. So, but he's a guy that he's a piece that we needed. You know what I mean? Our defensive backfield needed some upgrades. Do I expect him to be a day one starter? It's a strong possibility that he could. It's a very strong possibility that he could. Can he play outside? Yeah. Is he better on the inside? He is. So, if Jeremy McCoy is healthy and can go, you know what I mean? This guy is a great slot back, you know what I mean? Put him in the slot. If if the dude from Buffalo don't pan out, you got this guy here. So
yeah, I think what Mass is what I saw is yes he can play man, but I think his stronger suit is zone. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more of a zone corner, especially with his body type. You can kind of get away with a more slender, you know what I'm saying, corner when you're playing zone, because you're not, you know what I'm saying, you're not doing too much close combat. When you're playing zone. I think with Masses, yes, one of the things that stuck out to me is that he does get hands on the ball. You know what I'm saying? He if the ball comes to his way, he's getting a hand on it, and I mean not just deflecting it, but he's putting he's gripping it, you know what I'm saying, for interception. So I'm excited that we're bringing in guys that that can create turnovers, because let's be honest, our interception you know what I'm saying, total is horrible. And we need to definitely bring in guys that can affect that change. I don't know necessarily where Masses is going to play, and I think that it goes to exactly where Black was talking about in regards to the versatility, because I really don't know if he can be an inside guy or an outside guy. I think he can do both, and he might be a rotational guy. We'll see how it all pans out. But I'm glad that we were able to get Masses in, because I think if he gained a little more weight, I think he might be even more dangerous at the corner position. And we definitely need I think everybody on this panel can agree that we definitely need help in our secondary. Moving on to the next, the next person, is another person in the secondary. It is Dalton Johnson, 5'11", 192 pounds. Our 5th round pick, 150th pick. This is the pick, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys do not know, this is the pick that we got with getting rid of Tyree Wilson. So this was kind of tied in with Tyree, but this was the Dalton Johnson pick here at safety.
Well, I've seen his film, and he looks phenomenal. He looks like he's going to be a really good contributor to the back end at the safety position. So even more so than I think Stoops is going to be. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, from the film that I've seen, this guy is he's on point. He's a ball hawk. He likes doing, breaking up passes. He played for Auburn, so he's got SEC fucking experience. And he's gonna be good for us as long as he can stay healthy.
Well, while I agree with some of that, I do not agree with him being better. He's not better. He's actually the backup. He was the backup in college to Stoops. So they also played field together side by side. Stoops was a free safety. This was a strong safety. I do have, hopes for the kid to eventually be a starter. I don't see it going the first year unless he goes out there and he just puts on a show. Simply because we have so much money wrapped up in our safeties right now with Palomal and what's that other boy name, right?
Chin.
Chin is a better strong safety than this kid right now. Simply because he's got the experience, he's got the ability to play there. If anything, this kid is going to be the backup to Stoops at free safety. When Stoops comes out, Palomalu and Chin will probably be I also see in a world where they move Palomalu down to outside, weak side linebacker, and maybe have this kid back up Chin at strong safety. That's a possibility too. So, but I like it. I like the kid. I wouldn't call him a turnover machine. I don't know if I would even call him a ball hawk. But what I would say is I do like the way he plays the ball. You know what I mean? And that's not a knock on the on Pizzle's opinion or assessment of the kid. It's in my eyes. I don't see the ball hawking just yet. It's a strong possibility that he can get there. Yeah, with the right coaching, played in the right position, you can get there. But right now, he's a primary backup, and he's not a bad backup to have. We've been complaining about depth at these positions. I think this is a guy who can come in and give solid minutes. So, yeah, that's my asset.
There was some. I got to go back to the draft, but there were some options that this came out of nowhere again for me. I was upset, and I'm still a little upset. He's only 7 pounds heavier than Mastis, and nobody said anything. I'm not too impressed. I don't know. And he's 2-3 inches shorter than Mastis. So I don't.
He's
whatever.
2 inches shorter.
Whatever.
6'1" and 5'11" ain't that far off.
Whatever.
Hey, I'm 5'11" and 3/4. You ain't gonna be talking about it.
Whatever.
Fuck you, Nate. Towering niggas at 6'4".
Yeah.
Fuck you, Nate.
we all can't be 6'5", you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Twan, you shut up too. Shut up too at 6'2". Shut up. Y'all that don't know, Twuan is 6'2". Don't let him fool y'all.
Yeah, Twuan's hella tall.
Nah, I'm 5'11", man.
No, you not, bro. No, you not. I'm 5'11", and you 2 inches taller than me. Stop it. Stop it.
See, look, I'm 5'11", 192. That's nah. Hey, with Dalton Johnson, wait, Black, did you got anything, brother?
Yeah, Dalton. I think the Raiders are they're following a blueprint, and the blueprint is like continuity. So we know pretty much Stooks is going to probably start this year. Going to take your lumps this year because we want you to come in and be the captain of the defense. It's already been said. I mean, there's no secret there. I don't know if people missed that or not, but that's what the expectation is. So if he comes in the first year and then his teammate comes in, not as a starter this year, but get some reps, get his foot wet, you know what I'm saying, and learn how to play the position at the NFL level. And then later on, he will end up the back will be those two guys. It's just one will be we need right now, and this is a pick for the future. So I think that they'll be back there eventually, and we'll just ride like Nate said, because we do have safeties. I think Nate said we have safeties that have money that's coming up right now. Paul Malu's contract, we got to see if Jen can. Who said that? You did?
Dirty.
Oh yeah, dirty. My bad. So like Paul Mal got a contract. Let's see if Chin stay consistent. And even if it's not like we're having players replace each other, what we're doing is we're building a new system because we have a whole new defense and we're sticking pieces in there like chess. And so like on first down, I can see that teams are going to run against us. I can see Chin and Paul Mau being on the field at the same time to stop the run, or you can have Chin and have Stoops if in case of a team really do like to try to run pass on first down. I mean, you have options. So with this pick, it's just another piece to go ahead and get him some reps. No different than Porter last year and Caillou Blue Kelly. And I think he's going to play better than both of those guys. So I just think this is a pick for the future.
Yeah, I think it, and I agree with you. I agree with most of what you guys said in regards to Dalton, because this was one of the guys that when going in, because I think this was the night me and Nate were on, and Nate said the best Raider gospel that night. He said we drafting backups. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about Dalton. I think Dalton is a rotational guy right now. You know what I'm saying? And like Black said, is he was Bert and Ernie, you know what I'm saying, with Stooks in college. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what they're trying to create, you know what I'm saying, down the line.
Don't make them Bert and Ernie. Don't make them Bert and Ernie.
Oh, well, yeah, I forgot about the ties anyway. You know what I'm saying? They was like, I'm gonna say like peas and carrots, you know what I'm saying? Peas and carrots.
That works.
Hey, but anyway, yeah, I think that's what it is. Now, can Dalton play safety? Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those guys that we out there like, can he really play the position? I think
the question is, can he play free safety though? That's the question, because it's not strong safety is where we're lacking. It's free safety, and that's where he's gonna get some reps at free safety. Not to say that he's gonna take Stooks' place, but I'm just saying that he in third down situations, you take Chin off the field, you take Paul Mau off the field, and that's when you stick him in there on third down because they're throwing the ball if it's 3rd and 5 or more.
I mean, there's a lot of variables in regards to how they can deploy these guys, because like you even said, Black, we don't know where they're going to place these guys, because all these guys are multiple. You know what I'm saying? There might be a situation where we may see Dalton and Stooks back and Chin almost looking like he a linebacker.
Absolutely. And just
So,
like Dirty said, you can put Mao at outside linebacker for situations.
So there's a lot of versatility there, but I think, you know, just where he's going to be immediately, yes, he's going to be a contributor on special teams, and he might be, you know, a rotational guy. You know what I'm saying? You see him, you might see him spot, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while, you know, for coverage. But I think between and we'll talk about it, between Stooks, Powell, Mal, and Chin, those are probably gonna be our main, you know what I'm saying, three that you'll see, you know what I'm saying, like clockwork in regards to our safeties. But let's go ahead and move on. We got we covered Johnson, and now we are going to the 4th round pick. You know what I'm saying? 4th round pick, 122nd pick. You know what I'm saying? Mike Washington Jr., a 6'2" running back at 3. I'm not 3. I mean 223 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 223 pounds. Mike Washington Jr. in the 4th round. How you feeling, Pizzle, on Mike Washington Jr.?
This is probably my favorite pick of the draft. This dude is going to turn our backfield with Genty. This guy as a tag team, it's going to be fire. This dude is going to be trucking fools.
Yeah, if we get our O-line together, get our shit together.
Right.
Shit, honestly, I would say even if your O-line is just as half as good as half as better as it was last year. You know what I mean? This guy is fun. Just half as better as you were. I know it don't make no sense, but
better than half.
Yeah, if you were half as good, sounds like. If they played 50% better than they did last year, that sounds better, right? If they play 50% better than they did last year, you know what I mean, you're gonna be all right. Why? Because this guy is a zone fit.
25% of that might be
not a zone fit. He's a scheme fit for the outside zone run. You know what I mean? He excels at that. Arkansas offensive line was not very good, but yet and still, this kid's found some type of way to get positive yards. Big back, hard to bring down, perfect for 3rd and 2. You know what I mean? Only thing I feel like he got to work on is picking up the blocks on blitz. You know what I mean? I think that might be like one of his down, one of his bad traits.
I heard he's got some fumbling issues too.
I didn't hear about the fumbling issues. I heard more about the lack of ability to recognize the blitzes and pick them up. You know what I mean? On to stop. So that's what I would want to see him work on. You know what I mean? Picking up blocks in the backfield. Ashton Genty can do it. You know what I mean? He's smaller than you. Why you can't do it? That's my gripe with old boy over in Baltimore, Derrick Henry. I feel like he don't pick up blocks very well as a running back. So that's why you don't see him in there in 3rd downs picking up blocks anymore.
Yeah, no, I like the pick. He definitely a better scheme fit, I feel like, for this Kubiak zone. It's just I feel like we didn't totally neglect the trenches, but we didn't prioritize it like I hope we would. We attacked the trenches a little differently than I thought we should have, but this is definitely a key piece to moving forward. I think he's going to help this running game, the worst running game in the league last year, may I mind you. So,
Black, you
Yeah, man. I think I call this dude bad intentions. He run with bad intentions. He run
Mhm.
violent. He runs hard. Uh, I think it's a good compliment for Genty. I think he was smart. I understand that we might have wanted pieces in other places, but no, they're not. It wasn't prioritized. You can't prioritize 22. Like you can't prioritize everything, and I feel like if we're
Trenches
gonna
though, Black trenches though.
no, because we have players there already. We have players there that's developing already there. So we have to see what we have. Like we can't start throwing stuff away and not knowing what we have. And especially if we trying to we can't fix everything. So we got to kind of salvage some things, and then we might throw it away next year if it's not compliant. But as far as the trenches, sure, if we're gonna go to 3-4, natural thought, hey, we need a D tackle if that's what we're gonna run, right? But if we only running that 30% of the time, I'm not gonna base my draft around a third of our offense. Like I'm not. I'm just not. Now if we play a year and we find out, okay, cool, the offense is starting to run a little bit. We really got our running backs, we got our tight end, we got our we missing a receiver, but we know two of these four receivers is good. We can go get a playmaker next year. We can go get a D tackle if we can't stop the run, but we rely heavy on those linebackers. I don't think it was our line that was a problem last year with the run game. It was our linebackers that was the issue, and that's why the safeties had 200 tackles. Now, Devin White, he was supposed to get I don't know about 120 or however many he was supposed to get, but it was supposed to be around 99, 100, 110, something like that, like an all-star linebacker.
Yeah,
But
like
we need
150 or something.
other
Yeah.
linebackers. We need other linebackers to step up, and the other linebackers didn't step up. We also needed D linemen to step up. Kuntz did not step up. Um, Tyree Wilson played better than Kuntz last year. I don't know if people want to admit that or not, but those two pieces was pieces we was expecting the D line to make a move, to move the needle, and Snowden too. So guess what? You guys ain't here. Kuntz is on a 1-year prove-it deal, and we already know what it is with him. If he don't show up this year, we talking about like 8, 9, 10 sacks. Then you're not going to probably work here next year.
Yeah.
10 minimum. I need 10.
I want to say 10, but that's a
Yeah.
lot going from 4.5 to 10. So
It's time. Time's up, bro.
I think in going back to our running back situation, this was one of the ones I actually liked. With Mike Washington, there definitely is some concerns. One of his is he definitely needs to work on his pass pro. He does catch the ball out of the backfield. That's a positive for him. Another thing about him is he's patient. He allows the blocks to he allows the blocks to get the way that they need to get so that he can get through get through the hole, and he has that second gear to him. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that what was really tricky about him is he ran that 4.3, you know what I'm saying, at the combine, but when you look at him on tape, he doesn't really show like that. Like, it doesn't look like that until he gets to, until he gets to open field, and then you see, okay, now he took off. So he has that, where he can hit gears and slow down and still take off and allow, blocks to, mature. So I like that about his game. This is a big back, big back. Big back. Okay. And we definitely needed that. It's definitely a compliment to Genty. And I'm excited to have him. Again, here goes my word, cheap labor. Pretty much the totality of our running back room is under cheap labor. We're not spending a whole lot of money in the running back room. Where we know with Kubiak, that is where our offense is going to be fed from. You know what I'm saying? Our offense is going to be predicated on how well we can run the ball. So to have young legs in there and the guys like this in that room, I'm not mad at it at all. So shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Spytek and them for definitely pulling the trigger on him in the fourth round. The running back position for me going into the draft was a position of taking care of and a position of need for me, and obviously they felt the same way. So yeah, is there anything else on Mike Washington before we get in? Move on.
I just want to figure out how Nate give a C- in the draft, and the last 2.5 players he liked. I'm just curious.
Who?
You said you like this pick. You said you like this pick. You kind of like Masses, right? No, and Benson.
Yeah.
And then Mendoza, right? You think we should have got Mendoza?
Nah,
no,
I didn't think that.
You want to trade back?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you think the draft was a C then, because you feel like we shouldn't have got Mendoza.
We weren't ready for Mendoza, no.
And prioritize the trenches. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. But all right, it's still not a C-. To me, I think because we traded back again in the second round, and you know what it feels like that. We'll get there. We'll get there in the second round.
Yeah, we almost there. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about, you know what I'm saying, old boy McCoy, you know what I'm saying, fourth round, 101st pick.
You know what? I'm going to steal that from you. I like that. Oh, boy, McCoy. I like
you know
that.
What I'm saying? Six, you know what I'm saying, 6 feet tall, you know what I'm saying, a little taller than Dirty, 194 pounds.
You're going to knock that off.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Hey, let me, Pizzle, tell me about how you feeling about old boy McCoy.
Well, he's got some good tape. He was supposed to be in the first round if he didn't hurt his knee. So, but I mean, there's nothing more. There's nothing really to say. He's a good, he's top-notch talent. He just got he just hurt his leg. So when you got a broken shock absorber, it's kind of hard.
Okay.
You know,
I hate it. I fucking hate it. Excuse my language. The whole draft, the whole pre-draft, it was like this. It's just, we're not doing any more dumb Raider shit. We're not going to draft injured players. We're gonna get a good, you know what I mean, like good quality players. Yeah, I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. This is if it works out, great. But he missed all of last year. I feel like it was a desperation move for him to come out in this draft because he felt like his draft stack was going to go down even further if he stayed another year in college. So it felt kind of desperate to me, like he didn't know if he was going to make it to the league. So I don't know. I think the gamble was huge on this one. I know people say, oh, it's a 4th round pick. We could, it's whatever. It's Max Crosby was a 4th round pick. And that's my argument. We're just throwing these picks away like, oh, fuck it. We got 9 more. But like, do we? Because it's I don't know. It's just he don't do it for me. This is one of the reasons why I went so low on the draft grade, because I do not like picks like this one, Johnson, that kid Cleveland at the end, and we'll get to the rest of them.
It's the PTSD for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Black, what you got?
It's the post-traumatic Super Bowl syndrome deficiency for me, because we scared that anything suspect we cool on right now. Like I get it. Everything that is suspect we cool on. Now this was a pick that this was a gamble. think this was a gamble. I think it was an educated gamble. Looking at what they say about the injury, it's if we can get 3 years out of him, it'll be great. I think last year him said no was good because then it wouldn't be this year that he's trying to get confidence or whatever that you do in 1 year. Sure, you might need a year to play on it. I agree with that. But as far as like making sure and taking all the proper steps to make sure that he can come back and play, it's obvious he can play to some degree. So let's just go on and burn it and see what it do, and just pray like I saw in the chat. Pray, because at the end of the day, any of these players could get hurt. Brock Bowers got hurt last year. We didn't think he was going to miss all them games last year. So we could easily say that about any player as far as injury wise. If the doctor says that it's good, I'm gonna run with it because we didn't know how bad Max was until just now.
You gotta pray just to make it today.
Pray.
Great out. What to do, my guy? Blessings to you, man.
Hey,
Blessings
salute. Yeah.
I'm not mad at the pick. I'm not thrilled with it, but I'm not mad at it either. You know what I mean?
I'm pissed.
I'm not. This is a 12 to 14 month recovery for this style of surgery, right? So, people saying, "Oh, well, he set out." It's not like he set out on purpose. You know what I mean? He set out because he wanted to sit out. He had no choice. He had to sit out.
You know, bone plug, yeah. Cartilage isn't growing back. It's crazy, bro.
No, well, see, and that's the thing. We don't technically know the reason behind it. These are speculations. His doctor said where he tore the ACL, it tore off a piece of the bone. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a full, like it wasn't a tear in between the two pieces. You know what I mean? He actually tore it from the bone.
They don't know the size of the plug, but they do know his cartilage is deficient or something. So that's it for me.
You go and give him the miracle shot. You take him out the panel and you hit him with the GM.
Just because his cartilage is deficient, it's the NFL. They can always fill that up. They can always fill that up.
They did.
You could put a new disc in there that's stronger than what is given to you by birth. If you wanted to, if you really had a lot of concern, and that would sideline him for another year, and then you would get 4 to 5 years out of him, maybe more, depending on how he trains.
After 2-3 years of not really playing football, we're expecting him to come. See, that's what I'm saying.
Don't do that, bro. Not 2 or 3 years. It's only been a year. So it's been like 14 months.
He didn't play last year. He didn't play last year. Plus the year he got hurt, he missed a couple games.
Which was the end of the year. He got hurt at the end of the year.
At the end of the year, last game.
No. Yeah. So really, he had that off season, and then the following off season, which is typical, right? And so for him, he does have a special situation. I understand the concern, but if the doctors are saying, "Hey, okay, cool," if the size is closer to a dime that you're going to use the graft, the cartilage to put on top of the bone plug, then cool. Then he gonna be cool. He can play for 10 to 15 years. But if it's closer to a quarter, then I don't know if I would want to put a lot of stock in a player that really have a 75, 80% chance of being a player. You know what I'm saying? So I would think that they looked at it and it was closer to a dime than it was a quarter. Because if it was a quarter, I don't think we would have gambled on that. We're not in the business of doing stupid shit right now. I understand that's what we've been doing, but we're not in the business of doing stupid shit. Everything we're doing is calculated, whether it's right or wrong. And we usually and we've been calculated for like the last year and a half. We just was picking wrong. Right now, we're picking right. So even if we did miss on this, I'm not tripping because we done so many things right. to fill our Raider legacy for the next 5 years, because we usually don't do shit right.
I also
AR in the building.
I also feel like it somewhat still is a risk, and not in a negative way. I think no matter what is a risk, you're bringing in a guy. Yes, he's injured, but we don't know what his longevity is. It would be wonderful to have these players and know that they're going to be with us for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? They're going to play out of their rookie contract, and then we'll retain them and give them a bag to stay with the team. Like that. That's wonderful. Those are the wonderful things that happen in the 4th and 5th rounds, like a Max Crosby. That you worked your way out of your rookie contract and you got the bag. Yeah, that's wonderful. But in this situation, when you look at a 4th, 5th, and 6th round player, you're taking risk on those players no matter what. So in this situation, for me, and this is just my Raider gospel on the situation, I feel like with the talent that he has, the stuff that we've seen that's on tape, the possibility of him actually looking like he could be a lockdown corner, I'm willing to take that risk on the medical. I'm even okay with waiting a year, because I know that I still got another 3 years on his rookie contract to get production out of that. What happens?
And he only 20.
And let's say that all he does is gives us his rookie years. Okay, he redshirted his first year, and we still got 3 years left of him being a starting corner on this team. Who wouldn't take that?
We'll find out.
So again, with that being said, yeah, it's still a wait and see, because again, we don't know, if if he will end up being that lockdown corner, you know what I'm saying, in the NFL, because we know that college is different from the NFL. But what has been shown on tape has given some kind of inkling that he can be somewhere in that neighborhood. So I'm willing to deal with that for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? However they want to deal with him medically, because again, he was supposed to be drafted in the 1st round, and we got him in the 4th round. So, and this is just the way I take things in regards to the draft. When I get to the 4th round, I'm already thinking it's a shot in the dark. 1st round should be a starter. 2nd round should be a starter. 3rd round should be a starter, if not the first person coming off the coming off the bench. And then in the 4th, hey, what do you got good? And let's take a chance on you. So for us to do this in the 4th round, I'm with it. I'm with it. Anybody else on McCoy?
I'm good with the kid, bro. Like I said, I see high ceiling, you know what I mean, low reward type thing. Didn't really lose anything, like you said. You know what I mean. This is ain't this the pick we used? Ain't this the pick we got for Geno? You know what I mean? Ain't this the pick we got for Geno? So
4th rounder for Geno? I don't think so.
Yeah, we got a 4th rounder for Geno.
No, we didn't
6. We got a 6, I think.
Yeah, we that was the 6th, 7th swap or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it no matter what it was, it
was a 4th round pick. I'm not tripping, bro.
For Geno?
Bro. I'm just saying. He was a 4th round pick, bro. If it pans out, it pans out. You know what I mean? If it don't, it don't. It's like every pick in the NFL draft is a swing or a miss. It's either a hit or a miss. You know what I mean? Every hit ain't gonna be out the park. You know what I mean? Some of these cats gonna ground out. You know what I mean? Some of them sacrifice flies. You know what I mean? Like everybody ain't the home run hitter. So with me, like I said, if if everything is good, everything is great. This dude is phenomenal at corner. If he's 100% healthy, bro, he is phenomenal at corner. And if he's 100% healthy, you got him on the outside. You got Stokes on the other side. You got Stooks, you know what I mean, up there at the free safety. You got Chin at the strong, you know what I mean. Your defensive backfield is kind of nice, bro. It ain't great because you're still talking two rookies that got to prove themselves, but I think that can do something. I think something can get done like that.
So the whole thing about catching lightning in the bottle or the steal of the draft is not going to be one of those round 1, round 2, upper round 3 players anyway. It's going to be the 4th Max Crosby. So that's why I don't understand why people are like expecting him to be like way, way, way up here when he came from way, way down there. Well, all the way down there, not way, way down there, but all the way down there. Like he's overachieving in the 4th round. Like we won there like hella times. Like, come on.
I agree.
Like,
I agree with that. I agree with that part, Black. But I still think we're overpaying him for
overpaying Max. Well, so check this out though. If you're looking at it from a pure football standpoint, I have no argument, no right. But you guys got to understand, this is a business first. This is a business first. So if the market is doing one thing, I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, you know what? I'm really only worth this much, but I'm going to get what I'm worth. I'm going to be like, wait, check this out. Young buck behind me coming up, and he making only a couple dollars behind me. I see Myles Garrett making buku dollars. I need to make somewhere closer to the buku dollars than Brett right here. That ain't got nothing to do with the field. Ain't got nothing to do with the field. And as the fans, I get it. I'll be like, hey, man, damn, you making all this money. We need you to do Myles Garrett things, though. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, nah, just get better than what you were last year since we paid you the bag, because the issue always is we give players the bag and then they start declining. Carlson got away bad, and if it wasn't for Dirty, I would have been still thinking he was doing okay, and he wasn't. You get it, and that's just the kicker. You know what I'm saying? That's the kicker. So that let me know that a lot of times you get a player the bag, they decline. So I need to see Max increase his play. Like last year, he played better last year than the year before that. He did. And now we need him to play better than he did this year, because they wouldn't got him the help that he was trying for. It looked like we wasn't being competitive, which we weren't. So now that we got all these pieces in place, ain't no way we should win 3-4 games. You'd be ready to leave again too, and we win 3-4 games with all this.
Yeah.
AR-18 to you, brother. What's good?
What's up, gang? How are we?
What's going on, man?
Hey,
I was just about to do some editing, so you were online, so I thought I'd pull up a little bit.
Yeah, we talking right now. We talking about McCoy before we move on. We started from the bottom and then we moving up. You know what I'm saying? We moving on up like the Jeffersons. But yeah, we talk about McCoy. Is there anything you want to add to McCoy before we move on, brother?
I'll make it short and sweet. Look, it's the 4th round. It's as you say. After the 4th round, that for the most part, there's shots in the dark. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But look, I'll just briefly read through the names of the guys we've drafted since the move to Vegas in round 4 specifically. So you got John Robertson, Amik Robertson, Tyree Gillespie, Zamir White, Neil Farrell, Corey Bennett, Aiden O'Connell, DK Richardson, Dante Thornton, and Tonka Hemingway. Now, of those names there, the closest you've had to a home run hit, if you want to call it that, I'd say would be Amik Robertson, your boy dude.
Yes.
Or, you know what I mean? It's about time we swing for the fences, and if it works out, I think this guy could have. He has the ability to turn out to be better than all those guys, even if we do get only 2 or 3 years out of him. And if it doesn't work out, then whatever. Like, I'm all for taking a swing in the 4th round for a 1st round talent. It's just questions with his health. So, we'll see what happens.
I'm still in that.
I think also, to add to that, like, Nate, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna go a little bit against how you're feeling, but taking a shot in the fourth round is a whole lot different from taking a shot in the first round. And that's been the issue that we've been having, in regards to, our team in years past. You know what I'm saying?
Can I butt in on that, Twuan? Just sorry to cut in on that, but Sal left this comment in one of my live shows a couple of, I think last week. Me and Nate were shooting, and he said it's better to take a first round talent in the fourth round rather than taking a fourth round talent in the first round. So, I mean, we had a propensity of doing in the last decade or so, right? So I just thought I'd share that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in.
No,
it makes sense to me.
It sounds exactly right, but just even further on that, I'm just saying that the how many times did we draft someone in the first round and we had to say, oh, we gotta wait, he was banged up and we gotta see how, and that's our first round pick.
Tyree Wilson.
Right. As much as I was, trying to push for Tyree, it still was a player that came in injured. We're trying to get away from that.
4 years and we're still waiting for this cat to develop. No, get out of here. Get up out of here.
Yeah. So that's why I said the fourth round. Look, you're fourth round on. You're taking a shot in the dark, no matter what the situation is, and again, it's not like we're taking this risk. If you call it a risk in the first round.
One more thing for me. Just with all these holes we have on our roster in general,
I get it.
In total, it's not it for me.
It was a need of addressing.
Another project. Like it's just I'm not a fan of it.
We are a project.
I think it's only a project if his knee doesn't hold up. If his knee is fine,
if he plays this year, then whatever, it's worth it. Yeah, but if he don't play and we wait another 2 years and comes back from the surgery, he's gonna take another year off to recover. And we're talking about
we ain't doing that. Nate, we ain't doing that. By the
time he plays, he's gonna be like 23, 24.
No, we ain't doing that, Nate. We ain't gonna do that. Don't worry about that. He's gonna play this year. We gonna know about him this year.
I hope so.
We will know about him this year because this is the thing. Only reason why that he sits out this year would be two reasons that I could think of. One, he's feeling some kind of pain, I don't know what level, but some kind of pain. So that means he might need the second surgery. So another surgery is gonna have to occur. The second thing is because he already needs the surgery. Right. And so the thing is, I don't think that I don't think we bought into that. I don't think we bought into him having any kind of pain right now. I don't think we bought into him having a second surgery and then we wait some years because we building for tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Yeah. So because we are building for right now, too, because we trying to come out beating some people up. We ain't trying to win 3 games. I promise you, I bet you they don't think we win in 3 games this year.
I believe the doctor who did Max's knee also looked at Jared's knee as well and said that it's fine. It looks like it's progressing in the stages that it's supposed to progress. He doesn't see a reason why McCoy shouldn't take the field.
It's all. I agree. I know that part. It's all about pain management, but damaged goods is damaged goods, bro. It's just a matter of time or the wrong step. You'd be getting out of bed one day, and that's it. But
no, it's not that.
I don't know.
But it's not that fragile. You get killed walking across the street.
Yeah.
It's not that fragile. But in football, there's a lot of non-contact injuries, though. A lot of non-contact injuries.
Look, you put a brace on it. You know what I mean? You put a brace on it. You put a nice, expensive brace on it. You know what I mean? You let him play like that. You know what I mean? If you have any concerns about his knee, you know what I mean, not holding up the way it's supposed to, put a brace on it.
So salute to Gravy in the building. You know what I'm saying? For
what up, dog?
Yeah. And then Raider P said McCoy and Stooks are the future. You know what I'm saying? And he put brown crackers in the chat. So you know what I'm saying? I definitely gotta show him some love.
Don't forget Johnson. Don't be forgetting Johnson.
Like 2 years in the future, 3 years.
I see Johnson as a special teamer.
Yeah, like three. What you think? Y'all expect these safeties to come in and lock down the position already? Like, yeah, in 2 years, 3 years, yeah. Yes. So y'all can sit there and stop saying our defense is weak.
Yeah.
Because remember, we built our defense this year. We had to build our defense this year. We went from a whole new team altogether. So we had to build our defense, not rearrange it. We had to build it. The only thing we didn't really rebuild was the D-line because the coach is the D-line coach.
I hope
he
so.
What's up.
I hope so. Because the reality is Rob Leonard's the fall guy this year.
He's supposed to be the D coordinator.
I hope he gets to get. I want to win. I want to win now. I want to win ASAP. No, I don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, we're building for the future. It's next year. We'll get him next year. Like, let's start competing. I know the record between the record and playing Raiders, winning football, whatever. I don't need 10 wins, but I do need to not lose 10 in a row again.
I feel that, Nate, but the reality of the situation is we were the last team in the league for a reason.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
no doubt.
It's as you said, like we may not get to where you ideally want us to be year one. I mean, these things have to happen for us to get to where we want to be in time. But hopefully, I agree with you. I'm there with you. I want us to win sooner rather than later. I'm just looking at it from a reality perspective. It may not happen this year. It may not happen next year.
It's not.
I'm getting myself ready for that. So don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Right, I got you. All I'm saying is this, Dirty. I mean, Nate, you 10 wins is a lot, but 3 is stupid. So just like 6. If we get 6 wins, first of all, that'll be double the wins that we have, right? So you should be happy about that off top. I'm trying to tell y'all, last year we wasn't really a 3-win team. We was better than a 3-win team, but okay, cool. We're going to go off the record. We was the worst team in the NFL. I promise you we weren't the worst team in the NFL. I promise you that. We just landed there strategically. Thank God. Because now we can make the leap from number 32 to like about 24 at least. Like, come on. Let's be realistic. And then next year we should be trying to hit the top 12. I think make incremental jumps.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be progressions to what we're doing. We talked about McCoy and I don't know, Nate might be excited about this one. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how he feels. We'll see how he feels about this pick. But we going on and moving on with Trey Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Trey. You know what I'm saying? Trey Zoom Trey. You know what I'm saying? In the third pick, you know what I'm saying? Trey's all around on this board. You know what I'm saying? His name is Trey. He's the Trey in his family, and he's the Trey round pick. Okay, 3rd round pick, 95th, 91st pick overall at 312 pounds, 6'6", and he was a center, but he was classified and called a guard. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feeling about Trey Zoom the third?
Are you going backwards or?
We started from the 7th round and we're going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Pizzle. Go ahead.
All right. Well, we've seen some footage with this guy. He definitely fits the system, the outside zone, the offense that we run. So, you know, and he did look like he liked to pancake a couple of guys. So he looks like he's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, okay. The versatile guy. The day of the draft, it said center. And that, bro, did we not talk about this as well? We don't need to draft any tight ends. We don't need to draft any centers. We don't need to draft. We had like a list of things we in our head that we were cool at, and You know, and the first thing that pops up, like, who's Zune, and then center, like, what the fuck? So this was another one that was just like, and then you watch the film and he's playing tackle. It looks good. He has some good film against some good opponents. I actually kind of like him at the right tackle position if we can make that work somehow. But he has the shorter arms. That's what goes against him. But his technique is good. For me, the arms don't really matter. If you got technique and you know how to use your hands, you'll be all right. To me, it felt at the time it definitely felt like another backup. I don't know. Versatile, that's good. He plays a little nasty, so that's another positive. But he's a little light in the ass. That's to be playing in the inside. So
Sound like a B to me.
So we'll see what's up.
You want to go next, Black, or I got a few takes on that.
You want to go? Go ahead, bro. You fresh out on the panel. But already, you know, me and Nate, man, we're gonna fight about this. Go ahead, you got it.
All right. Well, for those who haven't heard my perspective on things, like, yeah, I was there with you when I saw like center. We don't really need a center, but when you actually watch this guy's tape, he plays everywhere. Guard, tackle, center. So he's not just specifically a center. Look at him as a guy who can play anywhere on the line. And for those who haven't heard me have a spiel on this guy, I'll go through it again. Like, this guy had the highest rated passer rating according to PFF. Make of that what you will, of all the college football offensive lineman prospects. Right now, for me, I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I like to go and watch the tape, like whole game film, not just highlights, whole game film. And I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I want to. Who was Texas A&M's best opponent last year? And their best opponent came in their playoff game against Miami, who, as we know, would go on to the college football final last season. And there's a reason for that, because that was one of the most tenacious and ferocious defenses in college football, particularly on that defensive line. Right, so he had his job cut out for him. They put this guy at left tackle for that game specifically, and his job was to pass protect against Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain one-on-one for the most part during the entirety of that game, right? And if you go on, the game is there on YouTube. So if you go watch that game, just pay attention to the Trey Zone. Don't worry about what all these other cats doing. Just Trey Zone. And you pay attention to what he's doing. He won every snap bar one time where he gave up a sack to, I believe it was Mesidor, but you know what I mean? Like, one time and during the course of the whole game against two of the best the best pass rushing duo in college football. Like, name one that was better. There were two first rounders for a reason, right? So for me, like, that's say no more. Like, that's a big tick for me. That's a pass. Like, I'm excited to see what this guy does. Like, I'm not expecting the world from him, but you know, we may have something with this guy. It could be a starter at guard. It could be a starter at tackle. Like, we will see. The knock on him is his run to blocking isn't quite there. As you said, his arms are short. But if we can get a pass protector at the highest level, the way he did at college, or even close to that, then that's a big win for me. So don't be surprised if this guy starts. But at the very least, we've got a very, very competent guy who can slide in.
At some point, there's some interview with Bain. They asked him about who was the best tackle he went against all year, and guess who he named?
Trey Zone. Yeah, so I heard that.
Yeah.
You know what? You're coming outside. You starting to come outside. I see it. Come on. You starting to come outside. I see it. So
as I see it right now, I see it two ways. I see it two ways right now. I see him playing right guard for the season right now, as
over JPJ,
right, with Colton Miller being healthy and JPJ playing left guard. I see him playing right guard. You know what I mean? I see him, JPJ, and Lindenbaum right there in that centerpiece. You know what I mean?
He's not a run blocker though, Dirty. Wouldn't you have him at left guard, the pass protect?
Yeah, he's gonna play
I mean, you can switch him either way. You can left guard, right guard. regardless, he's playing guard right now until Colton Miller gets hurt. Once Colton Miller gets hurt, this is Colton Miller's replacement. This is going to be
Colton Miller. True, but that ain't why that's the long term that he's going to be Colton Miller's replacement. But they brought him in right now for the simple fact that everybody was saying we need to address the line. Even right now, people still think the line suspect.
I'm not mad at this pick. Cool. I love it.
We didn't got a lineman. Not only did we get a lineman, and we got like a 1 in 5 type lineman, Swiss Army lineman. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't play the game on paper, so his arms are short, cool. But on the field, it don't translate like that. Okay, cool. On paper, it said he was a center, but he only did like 100, 200 snaps at center and about 1,000 at left tackle. You know what I'm saying? He prides himself on being smart. That's what we're bringing in, intelligent players. That's why we're not bringing in maybe like what we wanted was, oh boy, that everybody was talking about, I forgot about already. But maybe because these players don't even fit because they don't have, they can't keep up because our team, Lee Hunter, because our scheme is going to be so, our scheme is going to be so diverse, right? And so with this piece right here, it puts all the other linemen on notice. Your boy BJ Glaze, you won't notice. You was already on notice because Grant was already like, man, I'm about to come for it. And now we got another player in there that we can make everybody compete because we still got Meredith and all the other, you know, so they saying he might even start at the left guard. So I don't know. But what I do know is that if we do have problems on the O-line, which every team does every year, we have a player that we can stick in there and that's competent, and we don't have to get a Stone Forsythe or old buddy from the Bengals that couldn't keep Joe Burrow protected, but we wouldn't gave him the bag for whatever the reason. We don't have to worry about all them things in the middle of the season on alert. So we'll be cool right there with this pick. This pick was really a solid pick because, like I said, we got like 5 linemen in one.
This was a good pick. This was a great pick. This was a fabulous pick. I love this pick. You know, I have no issue with the draft. I told you I'd be fine with Fernando as long as they use the rest of the draft to do what I wanted them to do. And they did exactly what I wanted them to do. They addressed the defensive positions that they needed. They addressed the offensive line position that they needed. I feel like you got a good center, you got a great center, you got a great guard in JPJ, and now you just added another potential great lineman. I mean, this kid held his own against some of the best in college.
Yeah.
Against some of the best in college at multiple.
The best pass rushing duo in college last year, to be precise.
So, I mean, you have to put some respect on that. That's not an easy feat. You know what I mean? That's not an easy feat because he went. Baines could have named anybody. He went against a whole lot of offensive linemen. You know what I mean? From the inside to the outside, and for him to be at the top of the list, that speaks volumes.
Just go watch the tape. I'm not a technical expert, but you could. I know what my eyes saw.
His arms are short, right? Look, his arms are short, but his game is long, baby. His game is long, and I like the way he played, man. Hey, look, turn on the tape, and it don't. You can't deny that his shit jumps off the tape. It jumps off the screen to you. You can't deny it, right? So, look, I look forward to a beautiful run game happening this year, a nice passing game developing. Look, I've already said it. If they get this defense to work the way they want it to work, and the offense just chips in, man, you can win 8 to 10 games this year. You can easily win 8 to 10 games this year.
I think with Trey, Trey Zune, I think he's going to be, there's always those guys that you say, they dress or they don't dress. I think he's going to dress. I think week to week he's going to be one of the guys that's going to be dressed. I don't necessarily think he's going to, at this point, I don't think he's necessarily going to be a starter, but I think he's definitely going to be one of those guys that is going to come off the bench and be ready to go. I think that's one of the reasons why we brought him in, was because of his position flexibility, where he can play guard, he can even slide out the tackle, and even if all hell breaks loose and something happens to our center, he can go right into that, saying, and help us out there. So that gives us some flexibility, especially in regards to, when you get to the 53-man roster, you're trying to, shave, maybe take a couple of, less people over here to add over here. Well, with Trey Zoon, you bringing him in, he can fill in, he can be a 2-person, in regards to, number wise, where, hey, we may need an extra, something else on the defensive side or whatever the situation may be. So I think Trey Zoon could be definitely could be competition for a starting position, but I don't see him being that. I think he's just going to be a backup starting in year 1. I think maybe year 2, he can definitely, really push for a starting spot.
Yeah.
The arms is definitely going to be an issue on the ends if he decide if they, if he has to go out there and do some things tackle wise. But I think inside, I think guard or center, I think he'll be fine. And I think in the totality of that group, I think they're trying to create a whole lot of competition right there in the middle of our offensive line. There doesn't seem like there's too much competition on the tackle side, but the guards, and obviously, obviously we know that our center is there's no moving him, but the inside, the guard spots is really competition. So they're trying to make the cream rise to the top there, and I think Zoom adds a little bit to the flame.
With all due respect, Juan, with all due respect, if Zoom's not starting, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't think he is dirty.
Well, hang on. If Charles Grant or Caleb Rogers are better options come year 2, which they should be, right? I mean, they were drafted in the same round as Trey Zoon. Like, you expect those two, one of those two, to make a progressive jump to be deservedly of that starter job. And if they can't do that, and just so happens that Trey Zoon is the better option, then so be it. So, those other two cats, like, I expect one of those two to take the job.
I'm hearing
what you expect. I would tend to agree with you on that, right? But I'm looking at what they had as an offensive line coach last year. There's a lot to be made up for at this point in time. You know what I mean? They had the wrong coach to have as for rookies. You know what I mean? They
Understatement of the century.
So for me, I feel like this kid is already ahead of the game, above them. For everybody keeps talking about his short arms. But when you turn on the tape, he makes up for having short arms. He's not a step back offensive lineman. He's a step forward. Every time he comes off the ball, he steps forward. This is something I've been looking for my offensive lineman. I'm tired of guys who always step back. You know what I mean? He takes the contact on. And when he pulls, the man's got wheels. The man's got wheels. He can run block. I don't know who told you he couldn't run block, AR, but he can get out to the outside and really set a nice little screen on the zone run. He can pull. He can pull from the guard position.
Yeah, but he's not as elite at the run as with his runs blocking as he is with his pass protecting.
Yeah,
his pass protection is his strength. Run blocking isn't quite there yet. If you watch
Kubiak scheme, if we're talking about the Kubiak scheme and needing a guard that can pull and get out there, you know what I mean, and set the blocks on the edge, he does that really well. His run blocking on the inside is not all that great, but that's really not Kubiak's scheme anyway. If you want to run inside, then you run to the other side. Then you can shake your head all you want to, Black. I'm just saying. If that's something they so desire, they have that option. I'm not saying that's what they gonna do, but if they so desire to go with that option, it makes sense to me. That's my opinion.
All I'm saying is that because you said, like, what are we doing if he doesn't start? Like, hopefully he does start, but hopefully, because if he's not starting, that means, as I said, Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant, one of those two needs to take that next step, right? Yeah, granted their coaching sucked last year, but it's to be expected. Like, surely those two were drafted in the same round as Trey Zune, a year apart. So you've got a year under your belt. Then technically, in theory, you should be better. And if you're not, then you don't deserve to start. And hopefully, Trey Zune does. So we'll see.
Exactly. And so the whole thing is we got 2 third-round linemen last year, and that's the reason why it wasn't a priority this year. We did get a lineman. Now, Grant, if he comes in, he probably is going to take somebody's starting position, which one of those 2 guys should, and this guy could come in and do the same. But the thing is, we have these guys that's on the roster that has this experience that Kubiak is probably going to start with because they have that experience. Now, you guys are talking about the O-line coaching. Okay, I'm not saying the O-line coaching doesn't make a factor. Last year, that shit didn't make a factor because that bullshit play calling and the spacing was dumb to begin with. You could never block it anyway. So we would have won, one more game if we had a better O-line coach? 2 more games, maybe. It wasn't all the O-line. It wasn't majority the O-line coach. It was the play calling, because a good play caller can make up for where your line doesn't have their strengths. Just like you say, Kubiak, his strength is not running in the inside. So that's a good thing. So we're going to run to the power side. So I agree with you with that. That's why I was like, you don't know what I'm shaking my head at. So I'm just saying, all of that to say is, I do agree that these third-round picks do need to play. But those last 2, one of them 2 need to be on the field, and that would either mean Glaze is off the field or Glaze is going to move to another position, and that means it's going to be a couple odd men out, and a few of them are going to be veterans. So it's going to be hard for them to start this year. But I think by the end of the year, it's going to show.
And I think also too, a lot of people are we didn't talk about it tonight either, in regards to the competition there. Is we brought in a veteran, from the Niners, Burford, that also has something to say about that starting spot. So I'm not saying that he's going to be a starter or anything, but I'm just saying the competition is really thick, and you can say and that's a bar in itself. The competition is very thick right there in the guard position. So there's a lot of people that's fighting for that starting spot.
I think a lot of our picks, or a lot of where we didn't pick, also goes to where their confidence level is in regards to last year's guys, because we didn't really address the wide receiver position until late. So for me, that signifies that they at least have confidence in progression from the likes of Besh and Thornton. We didn't really address the interior line position like many of us thought we would until the 7th round. To me, that screams that they have confidence in the guys, again, that they drafted last year in Hemingway and Pegues. Whether or not it turns to be for the better or whether or not it turns to be wrong, I guess we will see. But that's just what I take away from what they did with this year's draft, right?
Yeah. All right.
It might not even be so much. One last thing. It might be a level of confidence, but at the end of the day, they were drafted, so we need to get some value out of them. So we need to give them the opportunity, and they're gonna have a better opportunity than last year. But this is a prove-it year for those guys, because they'll be gone. Because we do have that.
I just think one more thing for me too. And this is I promise.
It's all good.
We for the past 3 years, I had to look up the stats, and the past 3 years we finished bottom of the league in rushing, and that's for me, that's a big offensive line issue. And we keep saying, oh, it's the coaching, it's the play calling, it's whatever, bro. At some point, it's just the players, bro. The talent is just I don't think that we got it. And even then, even the one asterisk we have, the 2022 year when Josh Jacobs went off and he led the league in rushing, we ended up finishing number 16. Josh Jacobs was just breaking hella tackles and just fucking being a fucking madman. So that had nothing to do with the O-line. I feel like the O-line's been bad for a while now. So,
well, outside of Ashton Genty, you look at the running backs we had in the door since Jacobs. I mean, it's a woeful group to say the least. Like the worst maybe in our history.
Yep. Yeah. I'm sick of blaming like the play callers and the coaching. It's an issue. I agree. I'm not gonna deny it's not the issue, but to keep pushing the buck and not blaming the talent is crazy to me.
But at least we have. So sorry, Black. Just real quickly. But at least we've taken steps to address that. We drafted another running back. We drafted a running back in the first round last year. We brought in Tyler Linderbaum. We drafted another guard in the third round. We drafted 2 offensive linemen last year, and we brought in a plethora of other rotational pieces for the offensive lines. So, I'm there with you. It can't all be coaching. Like the players need to step up and it all needs to come together. But for me, I can see that at least they're trying. They're trying to rectify it. They're trying to make it to where we want to be. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Genty stepped up last year, regardless of how bad the line was. He the one who stepped up. Saying that the O-line being bad is a part of it, but the majority is the play calling. You cannot run the ball effective if you don't run on first down. If you play action on first down, you're doomed. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you got at the line. You're going to have the world's best O-line like the Raiders did back when Gannon and them just dropped back and threw hella passes to Tim Brown and Jerry Rice and then to Porter. Like, yeah, you could do it if you got an O-line like that. But how many teams in the league got it like that? We were running the ball on first down, play action every game. Come on, bro. That's a problem.
Yeah. I think again we got the competition there. We'll see how all things come together, but definitely Trey is going to be one of those guys fighting for a spot. But I think again, even if he does not get a starting spot, I think he's going to be one of those guys that he's going to be during week to week as the backup guy because he can move. You know what I'm saying, and play different, multiple positions for us. Moving on to the next pick, we got right here. We got a Keyron Crawford. You know what I'm saying, defensive end, 6'4", 253 pounds, a third round pick, the 67th pick, Keyron Crawford. You know what I'm saying. Wonderful last name. But anyway, as I digress. But, go ahead, Pizzle. What you think about Keyron Crawford?
Well, he looks like he's got a motor, right? He looks like he's got a lot of tangibles. He's got some, long arms. Looks like he can dominate on the outside. He can, get that low cut. That bend that we like to talk about. And, he seemed to be excited about getting drafted by us. The one thing I don't like already is his work ethic, though.
Do you want to elaborate on that, Pizzle? With the news that's been coming out lately?
Yeah, well, he had to take some mental reps.
He's feeling a little sore. There was no injury report. Nothing came out. Nobody saw anything. But apparently he felt he needed the day to rest or something.
He needed a break.
I'm still not clear what happened. It sounded real pussy to me.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Like, bro, you're at the prime of your existence. Like, you should be out there just going full speed, oh no, you gotta take it easy. It's just rookie. What? Bro, you're raw as shit. Like you're probably not gonna start this year. You're gonna be playing for a special team spot. Like, get out there, Get
Were those his
get,
words?
get acclimated to
Actual
the
words?
speed. I don't like him. I don't like him already.
I'm just asking, were those his actual words though?
What? Hell yeah, it was.
I mean, it's just mini camp.
No. He didn't say that part.
No, he didn't say that part. I think.
But I mean, like,
I've heard some
there's so
people say
many
that part.
words.
Yeah,
But you can take that part off though. But he did say he was pushing it too hard and he didn't want to push it. He took mental reps.
Crazy.
That's verbatim. He said that.
crazy.
All right, look. We all know this game is soft. It ain't what it used to be. Right?
I'm in denial.
If you taking mental reps, hold on. Hold on, let me get this out, man. Let me get this out. You don't even know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, this shit's just funny to me.
If you taking mental reps in minicamp, what the fuck is you doing?
You always ask that. What the fuck
What?
is you doing?
What part of you standing your punk ass on the sideline watching is mental reps?
What if
You
the
know
coach
what mental
told
reps are? Mental reps is when you go out there and you do it and you pay attention to what the fuck you're doing and you remember what success feels like. That's a fucking mental rep. Okay? Not standing on the goddamn sideline talking about I went a little too hard out there. Did you go a little too hard and kept fucking up? Is that the problem? Was you pushing it too far and putting yourself out of position? Were you going past the tackle? You know what I mean? Were you going past the point of an interception? Did you were you not breaking down? Like you need to stand on the sideline and figure out what it is you did. That don't sound like a mental rep to me. That sound like a punishment. That sound like the coach said, "Hey man, you know what? You doing a little too much, man. You need to settle your ass down. Pay attention to what's going on out here, and then tomorrow you come on back out here and show us what you got." That's what it sounds like to me, and that don't sound good.
Oh
That don't
goodness.
sound good at all. I personally, when they drafted him, I thought this kid had high hopes. You know what I mean? I thought he had high hopes. I sure hope he don't turn out to be another Tyree Wilson.
Y'all gonna hate
God.
me.
And his season ain't over. His season ain't over, but this isn't a good start.
Y'all gonna
It's
hate me
not.
this year.
It's not a
Y'all
good
gonna hate
start.
me this year because all this shit that y'all talking about, y'all ain't gonna even have a fucking inkling of this in y'all mind by week 3. Like this shit ain't gonna matter week 3. This motherfucker.
That's
Look,
what
he
I'm
went
saying.
out there
Went too
and he was
hard,
running.
over
He
pursuit.
was running too hard out there, and he was cramping up too much. And they was like, "Check this out, mental reps." I guess he can't. Whatever. What if the coaches probably told him to sit on the sideline, bro? This is only rookie camp. Chill the fuck out, but get yourself in shape. Go get you some bananas and start and get you some electrolytes. Because you over here tripping because you trying to win the starting position day one. You doing too much. So
That's what I
it's not a
want,
good
bro.
sign. But
That's
at the
what I
end of the
want. What do you
day,
mean doing too much? That's what we
At the-
want. We want motherfuckers on the team like that. Oh, man.
no. It's not.
I agree. You got to put it. You got to balance it. I agree, but to try to cap it totally, that's crazy.
Well, no, that's
That's
because
crazy.
I agree with that part, right? The cap part, and that's why I was saying the other day, like the way we're running our organization is similar, like the Patriots, where we're not letting anything. First of all, Kubiak is already like this. We're not letting any extra information in or out. Like, so we're gonna say all the same things. Whatever you say is gonna be prepped by us, and we're gonna make sure that you stay within that envelope, and y'all don't give them the team any other tip of what's going on because we didn't know if it was an injury. We didn't know what it was. We started speculating, but at the end of the day, it's just rookie minicamp, man. So if this was training camp, I could hear it. I'll hear it. But this is rookie camp, and he just needs to get in shape. That's all.
I think at this point again it's all speculation, and I think when you have speculation, it can run wild. I don't see, and I'm not trying to be biased on this, but I don't see the same person that said that he wants to be like Max Crosby and the same person that said that he wants to work with Max Crosby. You know, I'll say it, pussyfooting, you know what I'm saying, in practice. It might have been, it might have been the coach saying, hey, we'll pull you back a little bit because you going too hard. And that's really what it was. I can vaguely remember plenty of times where Max Crosby was doing the same thing in practice and they had to do that with him and had to dial him back. So if he's going in there with the same energy and saying that I want to be like Max Crosby, then maybe that's maybe that's what happened. Was the coach was like, hey, we need you to dial it back, take some mental reps this time on this situation. It can be very, it can take it, you know what I'm saying? It can be very so many ways because we don't know exactly what happened in that specific situation.
Well, he said he was going too hard.
You know what I mean? That backs what I felt when we drafted him. You know what I mean? This guy's a true 3-4 stand-up outside guy. You know what I mean? He's gonna fit well into the defense. I feel like he can really be your outside linebacker too. You know, he makes tackles. You know, he can cover. He can drop back. He contains the outside really well. I like the kid. I do, but I just don't. I don't want to hear negativity and I don't want to hear bullshit coming out of rookie minicamp. You know what I mean? That's my no distractions, man. No distractions. Now, if he's out there going too hard because he's trying to earn his spot now, hey, more power to the brother. Let him rock. Let him do his thing. But if he out there over pursuing, not breaking down, you know, out of position, yeah, then reel him in. You know what I mean? Slow him down a little bit. Say, hey, look, we get it, but we need you to focus on this right now. We need you to focus on, you know what I mean, the basics of what we're trying to teach. Fundamental ball right now. Breakdowns, tackles, not over pursuing, not getting too far out on the edges that you take yourself out to play and then you got to come back. We ain't trying to get that right now. You know what I mean? We trying to teach fundamental football so everybody can win. Not just one person. Everybody.
If I can I have my take? No.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Well, with this guy specifically, I mean, I haven't watched a lot of his tape, but I've heard quite a bit of him talking and a bit of his some of his interviews. And this guy seems to be a guy who has a lot of passion, a lot of fire in the belly per se. And it just doesn't strike me as someone who, like, it seems to be, I'm willing to go with Black's assessment that he's just pushing it too hard and that they're trying to wheel him back in rather than being, he's just, you know what I mean? Like he just wants to cut a few corners at the start. He's just being lazy. He just doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. But if it is that, it's not a good, right? But whatever. But at the same time, it's just, I guess it screams to me that we need to start taking some swings and making for life after Max Crosby because, you know, Crosby's back with us now, but we don't know how much longer of his best days does he have with us. You know what I mean? Maybe 1-2 seasons, if that, maybe give or take. We've already made for life after Tyree, say la vie, but we need to start addressing that defensive end position. We need to find someone who can stabilize it. Hopefully it's Malcolm Kuntz returning to form because he's healthier than he was last year. I don't know. They must have signed him back for a reason when I thought he would have been off our roster. But, you know, we need to start addressing that defensive end position. And, you know, if it's Crawford, if he develops to be that kind of guy, then cool. But I guess I'm with it, like, in that perspective. So
I can dig it. I got no disagreement with that.
Yeah,
I hope the kid is like I said, I hope he is what I thought he was going to be when we drafted him, which is a key addition to this team. You know what I mean? I got high hopes for
J-Dog. Right.
Hey guys, I gotta take off. I gotta go give my mom her meds. Right on.
Take care, Pizzle.
All
Hey,
right, brother.
I appreciate you, Pizzle, man. Thanks for coming in, giving us that Raider gospel, man.
Yeah, no problem, y'all. You guys have a good one. Later, chat.
All right.
Take care, man.
And with Crawford, I think, you know, again, it is we like you said off of Casa, we need to address what's next, right? You know, Max Crosby's here, but how long is that? You know, how long is that knee going to last, and what are we going to do after the Crosby years? You know what I'm saying? Like it's already an issue that we didn't bring, have a good running mate for him on the other side. You know what I'm saying? To, you know, like an Ngakoue to help out in the situation. And I think that's where, you know, Crawford and hopefully, you know, Kuntz can snap back and get into that flow. But we need to, or Quiddy Pay, you know, definitely that. But we definitely we need a running mate, but we also need to be starting to start to cook something, you know what I'm saying? Maybe in the slow cooker or whatever for the years
life after Max Crosby.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else on Crawford, you guys, before we move on? All right. Well, we're going to go to the next person. You know what I'm saying? It is Stukes, Traden Stukes. All right. Traden Stukes comes in the second round with the 38th pick, 6'2", 190 pounds. Traden Stukes is our safety. You know what I'm saying? I'll go with you, Nate. How you feeling about Stukes?
He's an inch taller and 5 pounds heavier than Massive. So like, it's to me, Massive ain't small, bro. I mean, 185 is a little light. You'd like him to put on 10 pounds or so, but that's going to come with his age as he gets older and grows into his body and matures. Stukes came out of nowhere. For me, at least, he's probably like the 5th ranked safety on the board at the time. Overall consensus was, I think. I could be wrong. Most boards, I feel like he was back there. So I felt like he was kind of a reach. It was one of those things where we traded back that second round pick. We handed Texans the defensive tackle, and it just felt like some Raider shit again. It really did. But apparently he's going to be good, and he's got that dog in him. My issue is he played at a smaller school, Arizona. So the film looks amazing, but let's see it transition to the next level.
Black, what you got? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go back.
Oh, he's muted. Go ahead, Alpha Kasi.
Well, we're trading Stukes. I mean, he wasn't a guy that was on a lot of our radars. But like upon further review, I mean, this guy looks like a playmaker, something we've been very void of in the secondary specifically, and a versatile guy. Once again, we drafted versatility and smarts, as well as looks to me like he's a playmaker, a guy who can ball hawk, take the ball away, which is something we've been looking for at the safety position. He can also offer that possibly at the nickel if the free agent, the guy we traded for, what is it? Trayvon Johnson? What's his name?
Yeah,
Tyron.
Yeah,
Tyron Johnson.
Yeah, whatever his name is. So we do get that at the very least with Traden Stukes. The word has it that there was a few general managers who actually graded him better than that safety that was the consensus best in the draft. What's his name? Caleb Downs, right?
Uh-huh.
So I guess that is something too. I mean, I like it, and I said it before. And I'm going to say it again. We've drafted 4 defensive backs this draft specifically. We need at least 2 of them to work out. If we bat .500 and two of these cats work out, then we're going to be in a much better place than we have been for the last while now, because I'm tired of us having such a carousel at the cornerback position. I mean, we've had some guys that have been all right, you know, and your boy and Meek Robertson, Dirty, and Nate Hobbs, and maybe even Eric Stokes, but like we just keep trying to look for this guy that can be the lockdown, shutdown cornerback that we haven't found since the days of Nnamdi Asomugha, or even a true coverage free safety. I mean, we did have that, I guess, with Trayvon Merrick, but, you know, if it can be this guy, can maybe be that, then that's a good thing. But like I said, we've swung 4 times the defensive back position. Surely 2 of these cats have got to pop, and has put the likes of Darian Porter and DCam Richardson most definitely are on notice, because, you know, we wouldn't be swinging 4 times if, I mean, what does that spell for you about the confidence level in those 2 cats? You know what I'm saying? So we will see.
Yeah, so Caleb Downs is 5'11", 206. And Dylan, Thienman or whatever his name is 6', 201. What's this guy? 6'2", 190. So they're all in the same ballpark. Like, he has the height advantage. These guys are a little bit heavier, whatever. I don't know. So I don't think it's outside. I don't think it was a bad pick. I think it showed where we were headed. Because I'm sure once we picked this, everybody lost their shit. And then when we picked the old lineman, everybody lost the rest of their lunch. But that let me know where we was going as the Raiders, that we needed to take care of the defense. And we found the number one thing we needed, because we didn't have any, because we had Palomaro playing free safety when he was out of position so bad that now we don't even want him on the team. Well, some people don't want him on the team, think he won't make the team. So he was out of position. But now that we have a true player that can play the position, he has to be the one that hit AR. Like, he has to hit. You know what I'm saying? And if he don't, it got to be his best friend. But I think it's going to be him more than anything, because
I don't care which 2. It's got to be at least 2. Surely, it's got to be at least 2. We can't whiff on all of them or most of them.
I think it's going to be this guy right here, because he's going to make plays for us, and then just give him some time to grow into the game. And I think he'll pick up 5 to 10 pounds, like Nate said, like just naturally being in the NFL, they'll bulk you up. I hope it just doesn't compromise his speed, but he got great speed.
Yeah. The ball skills and the speed is definitely what you got with Stooks. Not only with that, but he has a lot of, you know, in between the ears. He's very smart, and that's where, it goes to, Black. It goes back to that theme of the versatility. You know what I'm saying? We want Stooks to play free safety, but there might be situations where, on a certain play, he might be, he might be a strong, or he might slide down in the slot and do some things there, because he does have that versatility. I think despite, the school that he went to is a smaller school. I think he also that secondary that they had over there what was a problem. I think it was like one of the top secondaries in college football. So obviously it seemed like the scouts were looking at that and was like, who are the main guys that are stirring the drink over there? And we pulled 2 of the guys, saying, out of their secondary, that, in the draft. So they were looking at that. And for me, I was excited about this pick because, again, one of my biggest concerns was secondary. You know what I'm saying? And Afakasi, I agree with you. Like, I want all these guys to pan out, but if at least 2 of these guys can produce, I think it'll be it. In my opinion, I think it's Stooks, and I think barring whatever the decision is on McCoy, I think it's McCoy. So I think you're going to get production there, and then Masses, I think he's going to be okay too. So but I'm glad they addressed the secondary, because again, I'm not fully trusting Porter, and I'm not trusting Powell Mal. So I'm glad they brought people in to create competition, beat some of these guys out. And again, with DCAM, he's on his last year, so he can be on. I can't say
year three,
Spear.
not his last year.
He's on. Okay, so he's on year 3. Okay, so he has one more year to get it, or get lost. And again, it seems like the way that Spytek is building this team. Hey, he might filter his way out before his rookie contract comes up. So
just to get in there, like we've taken 10 defensive backs in the last 4 drafts specifically, and you cannot say we've nailed it on even one of them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We need to at least nail it on 2 of these guys. 10 in the last 4 drafts. Come on.
Amik, maybe that was how far we go.
Amik was 2020.
2020, huh?
Yeah, 2020. I'm talking the last 4 seasons. So back from 2023, 2024, 2025, and this year. Like we've taken 10 by count, and none of these cats have panned out yet to be a guy that we can depend on. So we got to nail it at least 2 of these guys. I'm tired. Like I said about the defensive tackle position, I can say that about the fucking defensive back position. Like we keep taking and trying to get it right with these guys. They're not even serviceable like rotational guys. I mean, like Dirty says, what are we doing here? Like, come on.
Yeah. A Rosetown, just to answer your question, I don't think Johnson is going to be in the nickel. I think he's going to be more your traditional safety, you know what I'm saying, in the back. When he does get his chance. I think there's a few other guys before him in regards to
what Johnson is he talking about? Hold on.
I think the only Johnson that we got on the draft, Dalton Johnson.
Okay. Because
there's a whole bunch of Johnsons on the team, but
Trayvon Johnson is the other slotted nickel, or he's supposed to be the nickel corner.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Terrion Johnson or whatever from Buffalo?
Yeah.
That he's supposed to be the nickel. He was supposed to come in as a nickel, but where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Anything else on Stooks?
And good luck.
Hey, the number 6 safe, like Stooks was ranked number 8, let me see. Number 8th position rank, and the number 6 position rank dropped all the way to the 5th round. And a couple of the ones that was before Stooks, they were more like box safeties and run supporters. So this guy fit the scheme that what we're trying to run. And the guys, and a guy that was ranked higher than him dropped all the way. I don't know what the reason is, but what that shows me is in the draft, they don't choose an order of best player available. You can have 2 safeties and they one of them just won't fit your scheme. So you're going to pass on him. And I think he just was a good scheme fit for us.
I know, Blackest, we got new ownership, we got new coaches, but how many times do we do that? And the Raiders know more than us, or you know what I mean?
No, I'm saying everybody does this because like the number 17th ranked safety was drafted before a bunch of people, and I'm just saying what they do is they find their person, and then they say, okay, cool. You're going to be a good locker room fit. We like your style versus this guy. This guy might be better, but we like your style because this is more like what we're trying to do. And so they'll pick that guy, and I think that's what this was. And I think that this was a good pick. I think this is one of the picks that's going to hit. I think we won't regret taking him in the 2nd round. That's all I'm saying. Because he seemed like he one of the better cover corners. Safeties.
It's potential.
Definitely. I mean, they're all potential, but you know what do we have? You know what I'm saying? Like let's be honest, and I think that's
bro. I need to see it to believe it. I'm done with the hopium. I've had enough of it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm OD'd off of that shit, bro. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm sober now. I'm sober now.
You ain't sober yet.
California sober.
Yeah, California sober.
Hey, we gonna go to, you know what I'm saying, to the next one. You know what I'm saying? You might need some hopium. It just depends on how you feel about this pick. But here we go. You know what I'm saying? First pick overall, you know what I'm saying? Fernando Mendoza, 6'5", 236. You know what I'm saying? How are we feeling about Mendoza? I think everybody knew that this was it was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But how are you feeling about you know, what we got with Mendoza?
As far as the roster goes, like I said before, I don't think we're ready for him. But I like that we do have the coaching staff and the front office with the right support, and that they know what he's gonna need. And I'm team. Go ahead and like bench him for as long as we can. Let him try to learn and pick up as much as he can on the sideline and be a student of the game. Pick up some good habits, hopefully. And yeah, I don't know. But I like him. Would I like him to beat out Cousins eventually? I just don't. I don't think. I think if Cousins is winning, you keep Cousins out there.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. If we're winning, who cares? I don't care who's starting.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, Afakasi, because I know there's a lot of you know, people out there that are like, you know, I don't care. He needs to be playing by week 8. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, like if Kirk Cousins is out there, you know what I'm saying, cooking, let him cook, you know, and let Mendoza simmer, because again, we're not playing the short game, we're playing the long game. And I'm glad that this organization seems like they're trying to play the long game. You know what I'm saying? No, let Mendoza take in whatever he can take in, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes, and however they want to, you know, work him in practice and preseason and everything else, and let him grow, because there's levels to this thing. I'm going to say this, and you know, as much as people want to talk about pause and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, everybody that wants to say pause every other word, you know what I'm saying, well, y'all was really excited about Mendoza taking snaps in the hotel room.
I wasn't.
So that you know, there's a reason why he's taking snaps in the hotel room, and we got to be honest with that.
Why? Tell me, I'm confused.
He's not ready to go.
No, that's not why, man. Well, that is true. That's a true statement. That's a true statement, but that ain't the reason. That's not like. No, come on, like the man. Look,
no,
the dude
no, he has talent, but he's working on that because he knows that's where his down suit is. So
that's true.
Again,
if we didn't have Kirk Cousins, right, he still would have been doing that very same thing. He still would start week 1. The learning how to do the snap thing, that's probably like a 15% thing to be concerned about, but it can translate to like 50%. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get your steps right and all that stuff, and the run game would be effective. But for him, he only took like 5 snaps in 3 years under center. So yes, you need to practice with the center. But even with Kirk Cousins and Tyler Linderbaum, they need to be taking practice snaps in center. So
Linderbaum in general,
yeah, because they have a new center. All the centers don't snap the same. All quarterbacks don't receive the ball the same. So they need to do it regardless. So these 25 to 50 snaps, was needed regardless who's doing it. It needs to be Mendoza and the Cousins. I'm not gonna say pause because I grew up with a daddy, so I already know what it is.
Just to build up on what you were saying, like, I mean, the ultimate best case scenario would be if Kirk Cousins is to be the starter and we're winning, right? I mean, at least we have our young quarterback in the door. I mean, everyone's talking about, we're not ready for him to take over that. Okay, well, if we're winning, then if Cousins is still playing and we're winning, and then by the time next year rolls along, you know, he's still winning, or however long we're winning for, that gives us time to be able to address the positions that we feel might need to be addressed to help him be more successful, right? And we've got a young guy that can take over the reins of a winning organization. I mean, like, that would be the ultimate best case scenario. But in terms of where we're at now, like, it's no secret how I feel. I mean, I've felt this way for the longest time, but particularly now, like, we needed to take a swing. The time is right. The time is now. I am not waiting any longer to try and address the most important position in football, especially when we're in the driver's seats to do such a thing. Time and time again, we draft. We're not in position to take somebody who's worthy of a pick, or there's just nobody there, and we just can't find anyone. And I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm over this journeyman route that never seems to work out. Every time we try to do it, you know what I'm saying? Just take the damn shot and see where the cards may fall. You know, if it works out, hallelujah. We've got a young guy in the door that could take the reins for the next 6, 7, 10 years. Like, apart from Derek Carr, who else has done that in the last 2.5 decades? You know what I'm saying? You could throw Rich Gannon in there, but like, he was only around for what, 5 years? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm all for it. Let the cards fall where they may. I hope that my endorsement of the pick and the guy is right, and it's not the case of we should have traded the pick down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yeah, you know who I'm the happiest for? I'm happiest for this guy right here, because you're the only person that I heard pre-Mendoza that kept saying, man, we don't never draft a quarterback for the franchise, man, and we don't never do that. We do everything but that. I'm tired of bringing in these quarterbacks from out of left field. I'm tired. You know, out of all the people that was saying that, you're the only one that's happy that we had the opportunity to do it and say, look, this our shot, man. The window don't be opening all the time. We need to do it right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not waiting any longer. I'm done with waiting. So done with it.
Like, great for girls. As soon as you give them what they want something else. Oh, we should trade back and get, no offense to who think that, but we should do this and do that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all act like we're going to be in this position next year. We don't know that. Because I don't think Kubiak is going to allow that. I don't care who playing.
I take
appreciate
the statement.
No, don't take offense, because I wasn't talking to you. You wasn't in my mind when I was thinking it. But I thought about y'all after I said it, though, so that's why I cleared it. Like,
hey, what do you mean, y'all?
Talking about the people in the YouTube sphere.
I'm kidding.
I kid.
You don't kid.
But to your point, Black, I'm tired of the next year. Let's wait till next year. This guy and that guy is going to be available. So we have to bank that we're going to be in a position to be able to take any of these guys. That means we're losing again. You know what I'm saying? We're having to go through so many hypothetical situations to hopefully get these guys who may be available next year, who may be worthy of that pick. Now, fuck that. I'm so done with it. I'm tired of it.
For the record, I love this AR. The record.
The wait is over.
You ain't lying. The wait is over. You ain't lying.
We're here.
The wait is over. He's already on the roster, but I will say you still gotta wait a little bit, because I think
that's good.
And that's where I'm with. You need to be okay with that.
At least we're tried. That's all I'm saying. At least we're trying. If it doesn't work out, I will be disappointed. But at least we took a friggin' shot, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all think he's better than Cam Ward?
We'll see.
No, just your opinion. Do you think he's better than Cam Ward coming out of college?
College, yeah.
All right. If you're asking me specifically, to be fair to Cam Ward, I didn't watch Cam Ward play as extensively with as I did with Mendoza. So I can't be saying he's better because that's not fair, right? So
Okay.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, out of college, do you guys think that Mendoza, who's better in your opinion, coming out of college?
I didn't like Cam Ward. I don't like his style.
I think the traditional quarterback play, I think Mendoza has him, but there is some things that Cam Ward has that I don't think Mendoza has.
What?
And it's to put the team on his back. Like we haven't really seen. We haven't really seen, and I'm trying to be careful on how I deliver this. We really haven't seen Mendoza put on the cape. He's been consistent. He's been accurate. And yes, that's what you need in a quarterback. I seen with Cam Ward some of those games in Miami where it was Cam Ward out there making it happen.
So you wouldn't say that play in the college final last year wasn't putting on the cape? You wouldn't say that comeback victory on the last drive of the game against Penn State? You wouldn't call that putting on the Superman cape?
A throw in the back of the end zone?
Of making the plays that mattered when they mattered?
Right.
No, again, I'm saying there's different styles of play, and that, yeah, you drove down the field, you made your completions, you did that. That's awesome. But I'm saying in regards to the style of what Cam Ward does versus what Mendoza does, there's two different. Because again, we seen, well, I mean, most of us have seen Cam Ward scramble around in the backfield, juking D linemen, and then finding someone down the field.
You scrambling right now.
Right.
Because if I asked you who was better, him or Jackson Dart, you will know the answer, and they don't play the same. Because if I asked you who was better, Cam Ward or Jackson Dart, you would know how to answer that. But they got different styles. It's not about the style. Yeah, sure, he could do things that maybe Mendoza can't, but I've seen Mendoza do things that Cam Ward haven't done as well. So how do you just wait or two? That's it.
Just to be clear, I'm not got nothing against Mendoza. My whole thing was I don't care who the fucking quarterback was. We don't have, our team's not ready. Our old line's not ready. We don't. Okay. That was my thing. So the Cam Ward comparisons or whoever you want to compare him to, Mendoza's a better quarterback than a lot of these younger quarterbacks. And the fact that he wants to get in this offense so quickly, it's gonna benefit him. But
I was just saying, like, Twuan, because the comment you made was you haven't seen him put on the Superman cape, and I don't know. I just want to throw out some objectivity to that. I believe that putting on the Superman cape means making the moments that matter when they moment, and I saw that quite a few times from Mendoza. So, just respectfully, I disagree.
I'm not knocking that Mendoza doesn't make plays. I think when
I get what you're trying to say. You saying that the team it was a team collaborative effort, so it wasn't like he stood above and beyond all year long like Cam Ward did for Miami. I understand that. But the thing about it is he's coming into the same kind of system right now where there is going to be no superstars on it. We're showing you that with our wide receivers right now. There is going to be no one guy. Well, of course, Brock Bowers, but he already him. You know what I'm saying? So that's another. That's like having an extra queen piece for Kubiak. All these other pieces, he knows how to use all of them equally to their strengths and weaknesses. He don't just favor one piece and dominate with that piece. So I think Mendoza is happening to fall at the right place at the right time, and he's going to be able to maximize the potential that he actually has. Because is he more athletic than him? No. But my question was he a better quarterback? And I'm talking about franchise quarterbacks. They both franchise quarterbacks. Now, who would you rather have running your franchise? And I would say Mendoza.
Okay.
Just an opinion, respectfully.
Yeah. No, and that's fine. And I'm glad that you got kind of what I was trying to explain. Is like there's some how can I say it? Some electricity or what they say about those flashy players. Like there's electability or something. You know what I'm saying? That
electricity.
The electrifying plays, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen a whole lot of that out of Cam Ward, where Mendoza he did his job. He stayed on schedule. The ball went where it needed to go, and they got the results. So
system quarterback.
There's two ways to skin the cat, right? There's that goes into the conversation of a game changer and a game manager, right? Both of them can win games, but how do you want to win the game?
I don't care how we win, as long as we win. I don't care if it's to your point, an electrifying quarterback, or to your point, Nate, a system quarterback. As long as it's someone who can get the damn job done, right?
Hey, is Sam Darnold a game manager or a game changer?
Manager.
Exactly.
Boom. What's the dynamic?
Game managers win Super Bowls. Game changers don't.
That's even a more harder take than what I just said. But show. Cam showed you that. I'm not Cam Ward, Cam Newton.
Newton, yeah.
Mahomes a game manager.
All times was a game manager.
No, I wouldn't say Mahomes a game manager.
Oh.
No, he a game changer. He might be
early in his career. He was a game changer. Right now,
he a game changer.
That's why
he a game changer.
That's why they're not winning. He can't. He's losing his
How many Super Bowls have they won and played in the last since they drafted him?
Like
I guess
5 or so. How many was? 5?
That's all you need to know.
Lamar Jackson.
I don't like the guy, but he's a game changer. He's a game changer.
Well,
Brady was not electrifying. He was a
manager,
a skillful manager,
the ultimate game manager.
Yeah.
Who?
Brady.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ultimate game manager. Yes.
I don't know, man. I'd say game changer being his accuracy and smarts is what changed the game for the Patriots and led to a lot of their success. So
he's a game manager.
His defense, he couldn't mess up, and his defense was going to carry him.
You can't disrespect one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time by
he got first
relegating to a game. I'm sorry.
Vinatieri got a bunch of game-winning field goals.
Yeah, true.
He's not. He managed to win games.
He managed to win games. Y'all,
the greatest of all, one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time is relegated to being a game. No, I'm sorry. I cannot agree with that.
But I think this is what this and I've heard this even on other channels, right? Because this is the conversation. This was brought up with Cam Newton on his channel. Shout out to Cam Newton for bringing this into the conversation. Being a game changer or a game manager, it does not make a player more or less. It's just their style in which they handled their job. So Brady was a manager and he won games that way. That's just how in the method he won games. Now, when you had someone like let's talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton, he had to put the whole team on his back. He had to run around the field and you know what I'm saying, pull magic out of his hat to get them to where they were. That's why he was a game changer.
And Tom Brady didn't.
No, Tom Brady.
We're talking about one of the greatest of all time.
Tom Brady just was so good at it, he didn't make mistakes. That's the whole thing about
Michael Vick was a game changer. Michael Vick was a game changer.
In terms of athleticism and arm talent, I get that, but you can't sit there and tell me Brady's abilities when it comes to his smarts, his decision making, and the way he threw the ball and was able to make plays when it mattered. You cannot sit there and tell me that's not game changing. I mean, he's the greatest of all time. He's having how many Super Bowls?
He don't change games.
Elite game manager. Elite game manager.
He's the elite.
I'm on my only island. I get it, but I'm standing on it, man. I'm standing.
Stand on it.
A lot of those wins came from that defense.
Cam Newton, of course, he gonna say that because he was a game changer and he wished he was a game manager. And if they would have managed the game a little better, then they probably would have won, right? So the whole thing is, like Dirty said, when you're a game changer, all they gotta do is stop you in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna bet their bottom dollar that they're gonna stop you in the Super Bowl. But when you a game manager like Tom Brady, like the most supreme elitist of them all, he's
Supreme
like,
on high.
I would give him a wobbler. He's a wobbler because he does get into the mode where he just turned into something different, and then you just be like, here come Tom Brady.
Tom Brady ain't never had no 80-yard running game.
He didn't need to. He didn't need to.
He used to throw Edelman and them open all the time, and Gronk and Aaron Hernandez and all them. So
he's the most elite game manager of all times.
He is, but he is something different too, though. But he did have deflated balls and film and all that. So
hey, well,
so by that definition, is Peyton Manning also, as you say, a game manager too?
Great. That's a great question.
Yeah.
So is Peyton Manning, he's up there with him, but not as high as him. He's not a game changer.
No.
Especially not after he definitely didn't change the game in that Super Bowl he won. Throwing them ducks up there.
Two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We're relegating them to be game managers.
You're talking about the snap over the head for a safety.
AR. But what you know, what I guess what you might be missing is that a game manager is above a game changer. It's not like the game changer is above the game manager. So if you're at the elite of a game manager, you're going to be the best of all of them.
That's really how you level up from being the game changer
to a game manager.
Well, maybe I should take a dose of some of my own medicine and be like, well, you know what? Neither of those guys are Raiders, so why do I care, right?
People think being a game manager is a slap in the face when it actually is not, bro. It's a compliment. Because there's a lot of quarterbacks out here who can't manage to do shit right.
Don't know what they're looking at.
You know what I mean? They come out here and they want to rely on they talent. You know what I mean? They ain't really learned the game, so they just gonna come out here. They gonna run when they want to run. They gonna throw bad passes and shit. And then they never get past 5 years in the NFL. Maybe 1 or 2 of those years as starters, then 3 years as backup, and then they don't never see the field again. Look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a great player, but he's a fucking game changer. He has never managed to win shit. Why? Because he's not a game manager. He does not manage to come back from losses, big deficits. He doesn't manage to come back. He can't manage to hold on to all his leads. All he can do is change the game with his feet when he gets loose. He don't change the game with his arm. He don't change the game with his mind.
Right.
The game with his athleticism.
And that's limited.
Not a game. That's not above a game manager. A game manager knows how to get people in position, knows the right play to call, knows where to throw the ball, knows exactly where people are supposed to be. That's an elite level. Not every quarterback can do that. That's elite. That's elite status. When you sit on a mountain on high, people say you are the greatest game manager of all times, and you're the greatest quarterback of all times at the same time.
You don't got to throw no lookers or left-handed passes or.
You ain't got to do no extra bozo shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and you achieve statuses people can only dream of. I don't see how that's a disrespect.
So is Mahomes a unicorn in because he's a game changer?
Yeah.
I believe he was a game changer early in his career. I believe he developed into a game manager later on.
Yep.
And then he still got game changing ability too.
But he is way more of a game manager
Manager.
than he
Yeah.
was when he started.
He lost a step after a couple of those knee
After
injuries.
that injury, he you notice he didn't really run too much anymore. You know,
Mhm.
he extended
manage the
plays and
game
he manages to extend plays and get positive yards through the air now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I say he was a game changer when he came in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he has developed into what I consider a game manager.
Yeah,
And
I
I
guess,
think it might be one of the best when it's all said and done. Right,
Another one
right there underneath Brady.
would
He-
be
he-
Cam Newton. No?
Him coming out the draft. His report on Mahomes was that he was a gunslinger, and when you hear that's normally that tends towards a game changer. Now, when he got into the league, that's when Andy Reid pulled the reins back and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna turn you into more of a game manager." And every once in a while, he'll do something that looks game changer ish because it's still in him, but he's leaned more towards being a game manager. You know what I'm saying? At this point in his career. So yeah,
I guess from my perspective, like you guys have a different perspective on what a game changer and a game manager is. I guess from my perspective, the way I see it, I mean, like the one thing that all these guys that you listed have in common is they're all athletic guys who have had to make plays when everything breaks down, and that's what I guess you guys define as a game changer. But for me, like, you know, a game manager is a quarterback who has to go through the system because he's not the most athletic. He doesn't quite have the best arm or the best talent or whatever it may be. He has to go through the system in order for them to get the best out of him and for the team to be winning, right? And I believe, just me personally, that's a bit of a downgrade for the likes of, say, the greatest of all time and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Whereas, okay, they weren't the most athletic guys, but what they lacked in athleticism, they made up for in game-changing when it come to their smarts, when it came to the quarterback play, to when it came to throwing the ball. Like, to me, that was game-changing. So I guess that's where we differ as the definition of what you see as a game changer and a game manager.
Sound like you described Tom Brady.
It's more of the style of play, right? You like you said, in most cases, you know, the game changers that we talked about, they had something physically, you know what I'm saying, that made them very gifted, you know what I'm saying, that made them, you know, excel, whereas you had like the Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning's that it was more cerebral, you know what I'm saying, it was in between here, and they were,
and the arm too, and the arm.
Yeah, of course, the arm, but you know that all that made them, you know, their style of play made them. Yeah, they changed the game by completing passes, and yeah, they changed the game by
the arm, the vision, the smarts. To me, that they're in those departments, they were elite enough to call those game changers. Yeah. That's just my definition. But again, like, I digress. You know.
Yeah,
but what do we have in Orlando though? We have a game manager.
Mm-hmm.
So we already halfway there because we don't need a game changer. That ain't what we need at quarterback.
And that's why you hear, you know what I'm saying, that's why you hear even Mendoza talking about, I'm gonna be the 1 of 11, right? You've heard that saying from him a whole lot, and then now you're hearing from Spytek and Kubiak that we're trying to build around this person, because we know that in order for Mendoza to be successful, you got to have the pieces around him so that he can be able to manage you know what I'm saying, all the pieces that are around him. What did he have in Indiana? A whole bunch of people that got drafted in the NFL, right? A whole bunch of wide receivers that got drafted, you know what I'm saying, in the NFL. A defense that, you know what I'm saying, and he didn't manage that side of it, but all those pieces that were around him, are now in the NFL. And why were they in the NFL? Because Indiana made the decision to build around this guy because he's a manager and allow him to manage all the talent that they were able to put together.
So I don't want to hear nothing about the team thing here because I mean they did it because of him. Because they built around him, meaning he was the focal point.
You always build around the quarterback.
No, wait. See, now the goalposts on the other end of the field now. Because now we was talking about, well, Mendoza really haven't shown to be the leader of this team like that because he didn't have a cape and all that, and it was the team and Signetti. And I ain't talking about just you, I'm talking about just people in general. And I'm like, wait a minute. If Mendoza was not there, all these things that we talking about would not have occurred like that. Because it wasn't like that before he got there, and it probably ain't gonna be like that after he leave until they find somebody else special like him. It's because of Mendoza.
For me, I'm gonna tell you this. I want a game manager at quarterback. I want game changers at wide receiver, tight end, running back.
Yeah, there we go.
The reason why I say that is because a game changer at quarterback is going to be selfish. He's going to be greedy. Your game changers that are down the field. Game manager is going to manage to get the ball to these guys. You know what I mean? The game manager, and that's why I say this. It's always good to be a game changer. That's cool. That's a nice ability. It's wonderful. But has it worked out? That's the problem.
I get it.
It doesn't work out. Yeah, you might have a winning season, but are you winning the Super Bowl? You're not technically really winning the Super Bowl. Most of the people that have won the Super Bowl have been game managers. Tom Brady, Trent Dilfer, fucking Flacco, fucking Sam Darnold.
What's the backup dude that was in the Eagles? Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
Hurts. I didn't even say Hurts is a backup.
Hurts is a game manager.
He's a game manager.
He's a game manager.
Yeah.
He's not a game changer.
To that point, Dirty, how you're saying that you'd want game changers at running back, tight end, and wide receiver position now. I believe you're confident in that we've got two of those covered, but in terms of the third with the wide receivers position, do you believe we have that? I mean, we've got speed to burn, but do you believe we've got guys who can win, even one guy who can win the 50-50 balls?
Look, AR,
those contests?
When you got a good game manager, you can create a game changer at wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Wide receivers don't make quarterbacks. Quarterbacks make wide receivers, and Derek Carr proved that.
Mm-hmm. And we already got 2 of the 3.
When your quarterback is accurate, knows where to throw the ball, knows where to place it, knows how you like to catch it, you have no excuse but to become a star on that team. You have to. Hey, I think there's Naylor could be that guy. You know what I mean? Naylor could be that guy. The wide receiver that we brought in from his school could be that guy. You know, Thornton could take a step. He could take a leap forward. Beck could take a leap forward. You know what I mean? Besh could take a leap. Somebody has to take a step forward, right? Somebody has to do it. If your quarterbacks are accurate,
I guess that's the problem. We're asking for somebody rather than having faith that somebody's already there.
And look, somebody gonna step forward and plant themselves as the number 1 wide receiver. Somebody they're gonna set themselves apart from this room and make themselves the number 1 wide receiver on this team, right? We don't know who it is yet because we feel like everybody behind the 8 ball. But if quarterbacks are anything like what people are saying they are, if you're hoping that you get Kirk Cochains this year and not Kirk Cousins, you know what I mean? Kirk Cousins is the quarterback you saw in Atlanta. Kirk Cochains is the quarterback you saw winning games in Minnesota. Big difference between the two.
Kirk won his last 4 games in Atlanta.
Huh?
Kirk won his last 4 games in Atlanta, and he took teams out the playoff in his last 4 games.
Hey, look. I'm gonna hit you with the die hard. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
He was Kirk O'Chains right there.
I wasn't impressed with Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. I'll be honest, Black. I was not impressed with Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. I like Kirk Cousins from Minnesota. I don't like Kirk Cousins from Atlanta. That's why I said I'd rather get Kirk Cochains and not Kirk Cousins. If I get Kirk Cochains, I'm good. If I get Kirk Cousins, we'll be a little unhappy, brother. But I also believe that when you're a number 1 overall first round pick, you should go out and fight for that motherfucking spot as a starting quarterback. I don't give a shit about what people feel about starting. Let the best man play. If the rookie's better than the guy that you brought in to teach him, well, damn it, you let the rookie play. Whoever blends better with the team, gets more success out of the team, that's who you play. That's who you play. And if he's playing better than him and he's running the team better than him in practice, who's to say he's behind the 8 ball in the NFL?
Good luck with that.
I'm just saying.
Hey, gang, I got to get out of here.
That's what I want.
Yep.
I'm saying.
Hey, appreciate you, Picasso.
Thanks for having me on, Twan. Appreciate it. Take care, night, Dirty.
Anytime, man.
Like, for sure. Everybody in the chat, take care, gang. Let's catch up.
I'm gonna write it off.
Yeah, I like Kirko with the Commanders too. I'm fine with that. I don't want the Kirk Cousins I saw in Atlanta. I'm sorry.
They went 5-1.
Whatever, Black.
You went 5-1. How you don't want that?
Whatever, Black.
He's degrading now. He's getting hurt.
I'm glad this is all on video, because when he come in and start acting up, I don't want to hear shit.
I want him to act. I'm with everybody.
No, don't pull out no pom poms, because I'm gonna be like, look,
I'm not
y'all is on here
nobody, bro.
I want everybody literally
post a short. Post a short. Tag him. Fuck it. Post a short. Tag him.
Post a short. Tag him.
I want him to succeed. I'm not saying he's trash.
I know you do.
I want him to succeed. I want whoever's quarterbacking to succeed.
But y'all hedging y'all bets, man. Y'all hedging y'all opinions. Because y'all like, man, if I want to see the best version of him, fuck no. Like, we all want to see the best version of every player. Like, be a stand on it and be like, you know what? I think he a boy. I don't think he a boy. I think he may be a boy. And then, you know what I'm saying? So then that way, when it comes into fruition, then you can stand on it. Not be like, well, I did say technically if he was going to be Kirk O'Chains, then I was going to like it. And I'm going to be like, yeah, we all going to like it. Everybody going to like it. And people that didn't even want us to get Mendoza, when we start winning with him, they going to be like, Mendoza. And I'm going to be like, you didn't even like Mendoza. Man, not to say you did, because you didn't say that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people that don't like Mendoza.
Can we keep the main thing? And when I say that, what is the whole reason why we got Kirk Cousins?
So we can win now. That's why.
No.
All right.
Kirk Cousins is here so that he's holding it down until Mendoza can get it right.
Okay, that's what you think, but that ain't what Kubiak said.
Does it really matter?
Yes, it does matter.
Because if we got Kirk O'Chains or if we got Kirk Cousins.
Yes, it matters. A big deal.
As long as he holds it down until Mendoza gets it right, whatever.
That's a lot. That's too much nervous energy for me, because the reason why is this is how Kubiak is. This is his pedigree. We're going to go from the 32nd team to somewhere in the 20s, upper 20s, and then we're going to be fighting towards the top. Everywhere he's been, that's been the trend. Like, and it doesn't take hella long for him to do it.
All right, fellas, I'm out.
The reason
I appreciate y'all.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, it's almost time.
Yeah, I'm almost on my way out too. So
you just finish this.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
so
I'm be ready too.
Just put
Oh,
me
yeah,
in the
we can leave.
background so the people that's watching on my channel can continue to watch.
oh no, you good. Yeah.
Oh, I should have known. On contraire, moon prayer. But the reason why we got Kirk Cousins now is because we can't stay at the bottom. And we got a competent quarterback that he already know. Because had we not had the number 1 pick, I still see us pulling in Kirk Cousins over a Geno Smith. I even if we didn't have the number 1 pick to get a quarterback. So I just think it's just to help us like stay afloat right now, like you guys say, until we find some continuity and we don't have to throw Mendoza in there to the Wolves.
Yeah. No, I just said, I just feel like in regards to this whole Kirk Cousins thing, he just hold it down until they feel comfortable with Mendoza and let Mendoza run. That Kirk Cousins, no matter what, is the bridge. Whenever that bridge gets connected,
For sure.
so whether it's whether it's Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins or what I'm saying, we won more games than we won last year. It's still, did he hold it down until Mendoza was where the staff felt comfortable with putting him out there, or they felt the team was ready, the pieces around him were ready for Mendoza. Because again, we got question marks with this O-line, right? So I rather have Kirk O'Chains get beat up than Mendoza get beat up behind this line. Because again, no matter what, Mendoza's supposed to be the future.
It won't be too long. if this whole line don't hold up, yep.
Yeah. So that's it. Hey guys, thank you guys for holding it down. I was not expecting it to be this long, but hey, it was a good conversation all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time.
Hey, Nate, what you got? What you got for before we get out of here, man?
Just Win Baby podcast. You know where to find me every Friday night. Find me there. AR in the mornings, usually Friday mornings. We missed last week, but it was kind of slow, so I didn't want to come on here bashing the Raiders again. The fucking Raiders. Yeah, they be fucking tugging at my heartstrings. I'm here for the long run, so I'm just trying to thug it out, trying to work it out. But I appreciate you having me, Twuan. Good to see you, Black. Everybody, the whole panel, Dirt Dog, Pizzle. Who else am I missing?
Avocado.
Avocado. Yep. But yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man. Hey, Black, what you got, bro?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna write it out.
I just gotta say, Nate, come outside. Come, it's cool. Dirty already. He been outside. He at the pool. Let's go. You guys, it's gonna be good. We gonna be all right, y'all. We good. We good.
Hey, you want to plug your channel?
Oh yeah, I think Business Decision Sports. Y'all find it BIZNESS. It's in there. Thanks,
All
brother.
right.
Thank you, brother.
You already know, man. Appreciate you. Your
people know me. Your people know me because of you.
Hey, they better.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Hey, you guys already know how we are over here at Raider Twuan, Raider Crime. We are advocates for being an organ donor, so please be an organ donor. That information is down in the description of all my videos and all my lives. You guys know what we're trying to do today. We're trying to get to that good old 1K. So go ahead and help us by subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, and please, and I mean please, don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap that screen. And You guys know how I close out every video, and I gotta do it, you know what I'm saying, this time. You guys already know what I'm about to say, and I do mean it. You're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And let's go, Raiders.
What up, love? What up, love?
Today is a day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. To recognize you, Virginia Matt, his sons Mike and Joey, they were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams. To Raider Twuan on the road, and a tribute to John Madden and Al Davis. We declare that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.